world-class bullshitters, the epitome of pop culture. I'm your host, Jeff Hicks, and with me tonight is no one yet. Actually, just hold on a moment, folks. I have two very special guests joining me, but the bullshitters will be joining us a little later, some of them. So let's just get this out there real quick. Today is Dion's birthday. He is out celebrating, but he's on his way back, and Kendo is coaching, so he's going to head back as well. But this episode is going to be dedicated to Nick, because Nick has lost a family member, so he won't be joining us this week. So folks, out in the chat, do me a favor. Send some love. Send some positivity. The Last Standing Samoan could use your help. But I have some help tonight, folks. I'm joined by my co-host from the High Council, the one, the only Mr. Cape Shit himself, Caffeinated Wolf. What is up, dude?
I'm officially changing my name in the chat to that. What is going on, world-class bullshitters chat? Great to see you all again this week. Could never be too many times. I'm here to have a great time.
Now, we're not alone. We're also joined by another co-host of mine from the High Council, a good friend of the channel, and somebody you're going to be seeing a lot more soon. The one, the only, Gobble Gobble, the quarter gay hooker.
I'm sorry. Hi, everybody. I've missed all of the shit out of all of the people. Hi, guys. I'm really happy to be here. I've had people bring it up multiple times over on my channel. Why are you not over on? Is everything okay? And I'm like, yeah, dude, it's fine. It's just like I have a day job now, and I work on Tuesdays, so it just, it hasn't been as viable. But I'm here tonight, and everything's fine. And Jeff and I have not secretly signed a hatred pact with one another.
No, that's not how we operate, Mary. We do it publicly.
Yes, exactly. If I'm gonna like full on slam you, I'm gonna do it in front of everyone. So,
well, I got something perfect
somehow.
Do what?
So got to boost that clout somehow, right?
Exactly. And I'm not done doing all my clout chasing. I got clout chasing for days ahead of me. So.
Well, Mary, it's been a minute since we've had you on the channel, and that means you haven't seen this yet.
Hello, Dion. Merry Christmas, Merry Mayhem.
Was it over the top? I can never tell.
I was genuinely like panic attacking with the running, and someone's gonna have to explain to me how it went completely out of my head that this is a thing, right? This is a thing you do. You literally traumatize me every time you get the chance. And how did that go out of my head? I thought we were just like engaging with a little like post-Halloween-y stuff or something, right? And I was about to see like, nope, that's right. I forgot where I was for a second. I'm sorry. This is fine. I'm fine. This is fine.
We're all fine now. How are you?
Thanks.
You know what, Mary? Mary, would you like me to cleanse your palate with something a little happier?
Don't you lie to me, Hicks.
Did you see that guy accidentally hit that moose with his car?
No.
Holy shit. Jamie, pull that video up.
You're a fuck,
better?
You know that?
That's so disgusting.
I thought I was about to see the moose go flying again, which inevitably just cracks me up. Like, I cannot even with that moose bit. And instead, Jim Carrey was climbing out of an elephant's asshole. What the hell did I just watch?
That was a rhino.
Was it a rhino? I don't know. It was gray and it had a big butt.
Wow. Are you saying that all gray-skinned animals look alike? Do you do the same thing to white people or black people?
Yeah, Mary. What is this show? This is in honor of Black Panther Wakanda Forever tonight. We cannot have this racism. It will not stand here. Wakanda exists for a reason, not to put up with your kind of bullshit.
I'm getting real sick of your shit, Hicks. I'm getting real sick of it.
In the immortal words of The Rock, just bring it.
Just bring it.
So
I'm gonna mail something awful to you.
It doesn't matter what you think. That works too.
Oh God, I forgot. I actually have those buttons. Maybe later I'll.
We don't have to do this. We don't have to do this. You can choose a different path. We don't
All
have
right,
to
you've
choose.
been reminded. It's now in the back of your head. You've got it. It's on the bench.
Oh look! I just remembered. I need to go wash my cat. I gotta go.
Well, folks, while Mary Hill washes her cat, let's give a shout out to all the wonderful people in the chat joining us tonight, including our friends Zach Z, SH Rebels 08, Joseph Bienowich, Hail to Miss Ninja Julian, Alexander the Great, AJ Journeyman, Endez 75, Watchman of Yah, Alexander the Great, Dr. Coffin Nails, Christian Van Dyke, and a whole lot more, including Overkill, Darian 217, Danny Dorito, and a lot more. Folks, like I say at the beginning of every show, if I said hi to everybody that came in during this show, that'd be the whole show. We'll save that for Good Morning Pop Culture in a while. But we have a lot of topics tonight to talk about, folks, including, an update on TNA. We have some Chappelle information. We're going to be talking about failed 90s franchises, another canceled Star Wars film, Steven Spielberg, and a whole lot more. But before we start any of that stuff, folks, make sure you go down and hit that thumbs up button to let us know that you enjoy the content and to let YouTube know, who's been screwing us over constantly, what's up, that you like WCBS, because every week we put out a podcast. It does well. We have a good time, and then copy strike, some bullshit. So you're probably wondering where the last couple episodes of the show have gone. WWE is the culprit. So we've had to have suspended all the WWE buttons. YouTube's getting crazy with some of the copy strike stuff, folks. So that's why we're going with rhinos and assholes and stuff like that. That's our subtitle for the podcast. Rhinos and assholes.
Rhinos and assholes. Okay.
Yeah, a WCBS.
And for every person that hits that like button, I become a fraction of a percentile less gay.
You could call it wrinkly gray anus, I guess.
Grayness?
Grayness?
That's
an
image.
We're not going with grayness. I don't want to talk about the grayness.
Have I seen Ace Ventura, Andrew?
I would hope so. That's required viewing.
I don't think I have. There are people saying, like, have you not seen Ace Ventura? I don't think that I have.
No, actually, we did watch the first one together like a year ago. And I think it was your first time seeing it. Yeah.
But there wasn't a rhino butt in that.
No, that one's the sequel.
That's the second one.
Yeah.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
Yeah, that's Ace Ventura When Nature Calls.
That's what they named the movie?
That's what they named the movie.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? No, this is fine. I don't know why I'm surprised by that.
That's like completely up your alley.
No, it's
don't even
not.
pretend. Yeah. Don't pretend like you're some highbrow YouTuber.
No. I never claimed to be highbrow or whatever, but like it is actually be funny, I don't know.
And 90s
you know what?
Jim Carrey is the epitome of funny.
God, men are fucking weird. It's all good. Wow, that's cool.
Now, folks, quick update on TNA. I am waiting on the proof. The proof is in transit from the printer right now. So what that means is I'm going to have a physical copy of some of the pages of this book, which I'll share with everybody because I'm so excited to get it in everyone's hands. But all that means is as soon as I get this, and it's scheduled, I believe, for tomorrow maybe, then I'll have to approve it, and then it goes to print, and then it comes right here, and then it goes right to you. So, folks, titsandart.com. We've been talking about it for a while. The campaign was only 30 days. We made it over 900% of our goal, and you can still get a copy of Tits and Art right now. So, yes, we reached, what did we do? 930% of our goal. So, folks, Tits and Art is an 11x17 big full-color book featuring beautiful artwork from me. It features women and women of your dreams. If you like the front, the back, we got a little bit of everything. And if you're not into that, you just like beautiful art, well, Tits and Art is full of that too. So, folks, click on the links in the description for all of our content, and you can check that out right now. As I said, it's exciting. It's in the proof stage. Oh, Mary, when stuff is in the proof stage, it's like almost here. And just when it's almost here, it's so exciting. I'm just like every minute, every day I've been checking the door. I'm like, yes, I got email notifications for when the thing's going to be here. But every day I wake up and I go, ooh, is it here? Is it here? Folks, I am so excited to bring you Tits and Art. It's one of look, I've only done a hand. Go ahead, Mary.
It sounds titillating on multiple fronts.
Ooh. I like the way you operate, man.
She just tried to do my bit. Okay.
Hey, I've been around you a while now. It's starting to rub off. Almost like a rhino ass. I love tits. They're great.
They are.
I gotta go.
Wait, you don't.
hamster that died when I was 11.
Wow, that's not creepy at all. I keep it around for just such an occasion.
Mm-hmm.
Look, I play
someone's
Warlock
freaking out.
primarily in D&D. I guess I misunderstood what my mom meant when she said go outside and make friends. I thought she meant necromancy.
Wow. That didn't go way fucking weird really quick.
No, it
That's
didn't.
all
But
right.
now
Now
that
I
I
know
know
who
you
to
have
call.
that skill, could you help me
Yeah.
bring some people back from the grave like Chris Farley and Phil Hartman?
I'll do my best.
You went super sweet and sentimental.
Chris Farley
Like,
take-
can we bring back
counts
amazing
as 2
people? I was sitting over here trying to figure out how many we could murder. Jeff's
Oh,
so
shit.
wholesome.
Just to bring them back as my minions. I like the way you
Yeah.
think.
Mhm.
Wow.
Could you imagine an army of dead celebrities?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude, no, here it is. Here's the setup. And I get MJ, so Michael Jackson, King of Pop. I get him to be my second in command, and they all freaking flash mob doing Thriller.
Bring it on.
Bring it on. Word.
Uh-oh.
It's happening.
So what happens is we have a super chat button that when somebody sends in the amount, we instantly press it. Mary, well,
What did it do?
congratulations.
No.
You get to experience it.
Right
Oh,
now.
no.
You know, they say all men are created equal, but you look at me and you look at Small Joe, and you can see that statement is not true. See, normally if you go one-on-one with another wrestler, you got a 50-50 chance of winning. But I'm a genetic freak, and I'm not normal. So you got a 25% at best at beating me. And then you add Kurt Angle to the mix, your chances of winning drastically go down. See, the three-way at sacrifice, you got a 33 and a third chance of winning. But I got a 66 and 2/3 chance of winning because Kurt Angle knows he can't beat me and he's not even going to try. So, Samoa Joe, you take your 33 and a third chance minus my 25% chance and you got an 8 and a third chance of winning at sacrifice. But then you take my 75% chance of winning if we used to go one-on-one and then add 66 and 2/3%. I got 141 and 2/3 chance of winning at sacrifice. See, Joe, the numbers don't lie, and they spell disaster for you at sacrifice.
Now, Mary, I know we're not mathematicians in this circle, but I feel like we're all a little smarter thanks to Dr. Scott Steiner.
There's no other
We're
possible
going with?
response to that. That's the only logical conclusion.
I feel like I just lost 45 brain cells. 45 and a third brain cells.
Well, you got a 33 and a third % chance of getting them back, so good luck, Mary. Now,
You're
And
around
it
here
failed
somewhere.
through.
Now, the super chat does have a message that says, Mary, it's been so long. Missed hearing you. We're having a meetup in March. If we bought you a plane ticket, would you join us? We promise we won't be talking about wrestling all the time. Question.
You're a
What's your
damn
favorite
liar.
match from WrestleMania 17?
See what he tried to do there? See what he tried to do there? He tried to hook me in with this super sweet, oh, we missed you. And oh, would you coming out with us? We'd be totally great. But also WrestleMania 17. No. I know what your tricks are, Gypsy. Forget it.
All right, Borat,
I
calm
don't know.
down.
I wouldn't flat out say no to that. It's a possibility. I would just have to look and see where I'm at in March. It's entirely possible without getting without over speaking right now or saying too much. It's entirely possible that I will be incredibly busy in March with something that will not necessarily leave me the time, but I love the idea of a meetup, and let's get a little closer and see where we're at. And I'm not rejecting it or vetoing the idea, but let's get a little closer. So, and thank you for the super chat. That's a beautiful super chat right there. And I don't know how I got stuck with some 33 and a third percentile crap, but
Well, long story short, Mary, if you do find yourself available and you don't want to get a hotel, you can always stay with us because it's here in town. So.
and wake up to that shit you played earlier. I can just see it now with you walking in the room with a sock puppet.
Oh,
Just like,
please film that.
What?
Please
like
film
I could
that.
literally I feel like I would be set up for the moment with like cameras around and you just like curve your arm around the corner with the sock puppet and like Mary.
That would be a 2 million view video at least.
I already have several complexes. Can we not give me more? That would be great.
Let's do it.
I would appreciate that.
I'm ready for another 2 million viewed video. Captain Marvel, thank you so much for the tens of millions of views. Captain Marvel. Mary, I shit you not. There was a video, I think it was the third Captain Marvel video, and it like stopped at about 700 or 800,000 views, which is a lot of views. But I would go back regularly, and it would go up like 2,000 views a week. I tracked that thing till it crossed the million, and then it fucking fell off. But I just want to say again, Brie Larson, thank you. You have made our lives richer, both financially and in the lulls. I have never laughed so hard at a celebrity. Like, yeah, we troll Alec Baldwin. Yeah, we laugh at Frost. Yeah, we laugh at this person. But Brie Larson was the gift that kept on giving. And I personally cannot wait until she opens her mouth for the promotion of Captain Marvel 2, because we will be right there having fun.
Isn't that what it is? It's the Marvels or whatever is what they're doing next. Like they're planning on they're not even giving her a solo movie, right? If I understand correctly. They're sticking her in with a whole bunch of other people because they've, I think, started to finally figure out that Brie Larson is insufferable, and so there's only
I think they
so
figured
much.
out that the biggest pop that they got in Endgame was her getting punched out of the movie. So yeah.
Oh my god, that was the best moment ever! Just stick a Wilhelm scream right over top of it, or a goofy one.
Wait,
that would be amazing.
You said you wanted to see Captain Marvel get punched out of a movie with a Wilhelm scream?
Yeah.
You got knocked the fuck out, man!
I just so happened to have it.
I'm deceased. It's the best thing ever. Oh my lord.
Thank you, Brie.
God bless her.
No. I'm sure she's being unlikable somewhere close to me. I could just yell out the window and probably get her attention. Or smell her feet.
God, don't do that. You don't want her to come over here.
I wouldn't know what to do if honestly, if we could like talk to her about shit, I'd be like, what do I say to this person? Thanks for letting us.
Oh,
I don't know.
I know exactly what I would say. I would be hyper sweet. Okay. Like the kind of sweet that unnerves you a little bit. You know what I mean? Like shit, are they going to follow me home later? Kind of sweet, you know, the sort of unsettling, like super kind and but not so on the nose that she can like make any sort of accusations, just enough to be a little unnerving, but also to unroot or dismantle any preconceptions or notions about what a terrible, awful, horrible human being I am. So not only does she no longer have any ammo, but she also is like literally a little worried to go to sleep.
We will film that. We'll turn it into a YouTube short.
I love the diabolicalness that like roams around in my head sometimes. I would seriously do that. I could see myself doing that and genuinely having a great time with it. We may have to clip this part out so we don't have any lawsuits later.
Mary, I'll clip a lot of things out later.
That's not necessary, Jeff. No.
So I was so busy with the campaign of Tits and Art and everything that this Halloween I forgot to do, or I didn't forget, I just didn't have time. I was going to make a Buffalo Jeff art video, Mary. Did I tell you about that?
A Halloween Buffalo Jeff video?
Art video.
Art video.
So what it is, if the audience wants me to make it, I bought all this shit. I'll find a way to make it. It was like a Bob Ross video with Buffalo Jeff. And instead of painting happy trees, I'm going to get pieces of meat from a butcher shop and paint with meat and blood. I'll get like some ribs and I'll use that as like a pencil and dip it in the blood. Yeah. It's Buffalo Jeff, man.
I mean, yeah.
This is some bullshit. This is some bullshit.
I'll get a skin mask too.
No! What is wrong with you people? Oh my god. That straight up video earlier, that video straight up traumatized me. I was genuinely sitting here uncomfortable. Like, what is about to happen? And then the fucking arm puppet turned up. I was like,
so
no!
You're telling me you don't want more?
That is exactly what I'm saying.
All right, cool.
Shouldn't have
I'll
said
wait till
anything.
Dion gets here.
You know what? I'm an idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. What was
Now-
I thinking?
So, folks, in terms of housekeeping, go over to patreon.com/WCBS, or excuse me, World Class BS, to go over and check out some bonus content. And we're going to be offering this week's video, the Saturday video. I'll have the audio up there early as well. So if you want a fun way to get tons of content from WCBS, some old stuff, new stuff, and more, as well as you can still be a part of the show and do all these wonderful things. All you got to do is shoot us an email and request. You can request commentaries, you can request videos, all that stuff. That is the power of Patreon. So go to patreon.com/worldclassbs. And while you're at it, folks, and you're down in the links, go to Shop WCBS. Mary, would you ever wear an Aqua MILF t-shirt?
Aqua MILF?
Yes.
As in like Aquaman, but a MILF?
Yes.
Yes. Emphatically.
Perfect.
Yes.
Now, folks, since Mary Mayhem herself would wear it, you too can be cool and get yourself an Aqua MILF t-shirt right here on shopwcbs.com. We have it in green, we have it in yellow, we have the WCBS Super Nintendo shirt, and of course we have the beer glass and a whole lot more. So all you guys got to do is go to shopwcbs.com, click the link, pick up a
love it.
t-shirt.
Oh
Powered
my God,
directly
I'm already
by Spring.
borderline horny for Aqua MILF. That's amazing.
Thank you. That's the phrase. Are you horny for Aqua MILF?
Oh my God, that's amazing.
There she is,
I love
folks, the
that so
queen
much.
of the sea.
With a full-blown trident and everything.
So the original title for the shirt was going to be the queef of the queef of the sea, and I'm like, that's a little too on the nose. We'll treat Aqua MILF a little classier.
Yeah. I actually kind of
Always.
love Aqua MILF, right? Like, who doesn't love a good MILF, right?
Who's the
there's
best
just
MILF?
so much to be had from a MILF. Who's the best MILF? Oh my gosh. Okay, so Elvira's got to be the best MILF at this point, right? Like, just full blown.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, she looks great.
Mariah Carey
Yeah.
would be a pretty great MILF, I think. You know, like she still thinks she's working it. Yeah. Oh, Jennifer Aniston. That's like, but a lot of them are like almost gilfs at this point. You know?
Yeah, I mean, where does the line at GILF start? Helen
I
Mirren?
mean, it's got to be like age or grandchildren, right? So like you're automatically a gilf if you're like 60, right? Like you're automatically a gilf at 60. Grandchildren are now. So I
That
think
makes me
that's
sad
a
that
fair rule.
by your metric, Selma Hayek is almost a GILF. I'm bothered by it, but I'm also okay with that.
I'm kind of totally okay with it, you know? Yeah, no, it doesn't matter. You don't have to have kids, right? Like that's just an age thing for me. Like that's just like a point. That's an age point. So, yeah, word.
Oh, MILFs. Like most of the world, I discovered what a MILF was through American Pie. Thank you, John Cho. Thank you.
Don't Google best MILFs. You will automatically get porn.
Folks, do what you want. Listen to Mary, don't listen to Mary. You're going to have a good time no matter what. Now, our friend, you know what? Here we go. Our friend Joseph Bionowicz had asked, TLJ Screwjob asked, had a word of the day been chosen yet? Well, Joey the Lazy One chose it for you, folks. Today's word of the day is MILF. So, how Stella got her MILF back, Raiders of the Lost MILF, Hot Tub MILF Machine, and a whole lot more. Mary, Andrew, could you give us a film title that has the word MILF that replaces? MILF Bust! Dude, how did you get the sequel to Wokebusters?
How did it what?
Amazing.
That's the follow-up to Wokebusters.
It's the only thing that makes any sense. I'm here for it.
A fistful of MILF.
Wow.
MILF Park.
Black Panther MILFs forever.
How about Black MILF Moan?
Oh my god. Oh my god.
MILFs on a plane.
Ooh,
Oh,
they're all on.
God.
Some of those hostesses. How about No Country for Old MILFs? It's kind of sad.
Wow. It's rude. It's like completely rude.
Back to the MILFs.
Ooh.
Did you just say back to the MILFs?
Yeah.
Shit. Why am I straight up going to like Disney titles?
That's better.
Mission MILF.
Yeah. Mars Needs MILFs. That movie would have made a shitload of money if that was the title.
Oh hell yeah. Oh hell yeah.
How about A Clockwork MILF?
Oh,
Yeah, that was my thought exactly. What a good title.
See, I can't. I'm completely blanking. I'm just completely blanking, which isn't often for me.
Deep Blue Mill.
Ooh. Is that an Avatar sequel?
It could be. You never know.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of MILFs.
Yeah. Harry Potter. God. Was it the Goblet of MILFs?
The Goblet of MILFs. Oh my god.
The Deathly
It's just
Mills.
it's a stemless wine glass with her name written on it, Karen.
Oh my god.
The MILFs of Azkaban.
Ooh. That sounds international and spicy. So folks, send your MILF titles in all week. Oh, what
I
do
think
we got?
I got one. Pirates of the Caribbean plundering MILF booty.
That is that really a title or is that a porno you wrote in your head?
Pirates of the Caribbean. Oh God, what was it? I think it was At World's End, something like that. Yeah.
I haven't seen all the Pirates of the Caribbean films. I don't know if I ever will.
Dude, you're like.
I love the first one.
The first one is the only one you need to see.
Yeah, you're totally depriving yourself.
Real quick, I just wanted to give these two a shout out. First off, the Quick and the MILF from Goof R35 or Goof R35. That's a pretty funny one. And then this one from our friend Ibeka, 007, the MILF that loved me.
The MILF. Aww, that's kind of adorable. Rooting for you.
Cesaria Japan or Caesar Jorpin sends in a super chat. House Huffle MILF. There we go.
House MILF.
Well, it looks like Kendo's on his way because he's playing along at home, folks, as you should be. Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black MILF. Kendo, I don't know if
Curse
that's
of
a
the
curse.
Black MILF. Wow. That's racist.
It's a good one.
Yes,
So racist.
completely, Mary. That's how we operate here on this channel. Oh, there we go. All right, Rob, you might have won. Austin Powers, the MILF that shagged me.
Yeah,
Well,
I'm here for it.
That would be Elizabeth Hurley, wouldn't that, at this point?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Heather Graham's a MILF, too.
Is she really? Really? Heather Graham? She's like permanently young in my head.
She's got a baby
can't
in The
figure it
Hangover,
out.
and that's like 12 years ago.
Wow. That feels weird to me. That feels really, really weird to me.
Folks, if you think Heather Graham is a MILF, press 1 in the chat. If not, press 2.
I mean, I'm sure she is. I just can't see her.
If not,
That
sit
way
there
in
in
my
your
head.
incorrectness.
Wow.
That's what you should say.
We still love you guys. We don't judge. Now, guys, before we do officially check in with the audience, which we'll do before we get too deep into the Dave Chappelle stuff, because it'll be a fun topic. Mary, how was your Halloween? It's been so long since we've talked. Did you get to do anything for the scariest day of the year?
Oh God. Well, I did eat a bag of candy. I almost said I did eat a bag of dicks, but I decided to go with the truth. I did eat a bag of candy. I raged the following day because Walmart was out of my half off candy, and I was so pissed about that. I think I watched some scary movies. I tried to fit a few scary movies in this Halloween season. I didn't quite make it all the way to the 30 days of spooky movies, but I did get a few in there. I really actually enjoyed quite a few of them. I rewatched Trick or Treat. Do you remember that movie? Like
I do.
That is legitimately a fun movie to me, and I don't even like horror, like in any capacity. But I had a really good time with that movie, and I genuinely enjoyed watching it again. So I sought that out to see it again. I watched. Have you ever seen the headless? What is that called?
Sleepy Hollow.
with Johnny Depp. Have you ever seen that?
Yep.
it's like a tribute to Hammer horror. It's just such a great movie. I got to watch that this year, and I made devil horn ears for some of the ladies that I have at work that I take care of. So yeah, that's fun. I had a good Halloween.
Nice.
So, yeah.
So, Mary, since you haven't been here in a while, what we do is we ask you to pick a number, and a corresponding button will be pressed. It's roulette style. Yeah.
I remember that.
So, Mary, press a number between 1 and 69. Pick a number between 1 and 69, and we will regale you with a button.
Oh God. How about I go to the chat? Guys, throw up numbers in the chat. Somebody throw up numbers. I'll pick one from the chat. I saw somebody throw up a 1. Let me see who throws up the coolest number in the chat. CP the Nerd said 69. Of course you did. All of those 69s. TLJ
right.
Screwjob. I love that name. No, I mean, like, I love it. I love the names. Damn it, Jeff! You son of a bitch. Stop that.
That's a big number.
You forgot the 1/3.
And 3/8.
3/8. I picked 3/8. Can I pick 3/8? Is that possible?
You picked 3/8. So, Mary, here you go.
Threats are part of wrestling, you know? But you gotta look at the person that's making the threats. This fat son of a bitch, he's challenged all of us, has been world champions before, been in this business 15, 20 years, and this fat son of a bitch is gonna challenge us all out.
Calm down, okay? All right?
He's fat! I'm gonna...
About this.
I don't care if he don't... I'll make him bleed!
Rude? Jesus! Holy cow.
Yeah, maybe he just shouldn't be fat.
Yeah, Samoa Joe, man.
Sure. I would agree with that. Your mortality rate decreases drastically when you stop being fat. That's the whole thing.
You know what makes you live longer? This message from Mary Mayhem Super Chat. Love and positivity. Thank you, Mary.
That's absolutely right. Word to your mothers. Word to your MILFs.
Yeah, word to your MILFs. Folks, if you have a MILF in your life, you're very lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Mary, you're not very lucky. This is from SH0008.
I'm so glad to have you back, Mary. Make sure you will bake pancakes, and you'll love your blue waffle.
No, I won't. Wow. No, I won't. It's nasty.
I wasn't expecting it to go there.
To go full sideways. Stop it. No. No.
Well, Mary, this might help take the edge off because SH0008 sends in another one that says, I'll take a you get what you deserve and a Joe Rogan high as fuck, please. Of course. Yeah. So you get what you deserve is a little newer here on the channel, Mary, but you might like it.
Get what you fucking deserve!
But oh my gosh!
Wow. I need to go watch that movie again. Honestly, that's a great movie. The Joker, that was a great movie. I
had a great time with it.
Yeah, that's fun. MILFs in the outfield. Hell yeah!
I'd like him in the dugout myself, but hey. So here's the next button.
Imagine if you gave a white supremacist 5-MeO DMT, and then as the first one, as they're exhaling,
yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
What a rush!
I'm immediately uncomfortable.
I'll never quite get used to seeing Joe Rogan in a bathtub.
Yeah, me neither. And I see it every week.
I would have thought. The guy's kind of stacked over there. He's pretty.
Do you have a crush on Joe Rogan or something?
Ooh, no. The guy does a lot of drugs. It's hard to be crushed. It's hard to crush on anybody who spends that much time stoned out of their mind. You know?
Fair.
It's like I'm sure there are some people who are, I don't know, man. It's kind of I don't know, just sort of like I respect the guy. I really do respect the guy, but I feel like anytime I wanted to have a serious conversation, I'd have to fight through the weed. So
now, Mary, you do have allies in the chat. Our friend Cesario Japan says, "Can I request a new button that won't scare Mary?"
Oh, Cesario, that's so sweet. Is there even a button that exists that won't scare me?
If this scares you, I'll be upset.
Finkel is Einhorn. Einhorn is a man. Oh my God! Einhorn is a man.
I remember that. I did laugh my ass off at that back when it was okay to make those jokes. Now you're just a bigot.
It still is okay to make those jokes. You just have to not give a shit about the less than 1% of people that would cry about it.
Oh my God, that's amazing. Ace Ventura, Call of the MILF.
Oh, how about MILF Detective?
MILF
No,
Detective.
that's good.
Sign me up. You know what? I'm going to quit everything I'm doing. I'm going to start producing a series of videos titled MILF Detective. I don't want to be in them. I just want to produce them.
That's
I would voice it for you. I would totally voice it for you. Like, you let me know.
Do pornos need voice actors?
I mean, well, probably not realistically, but it's a MILF detective, so this has a plot, right? So you got to try at least a little bit. So, like,
fine.
You can't have a title like MILF Detective without something resembling a plot.
I feel like you could.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you have to give her like an old lady voice too, right? Like, she's super hot, and like she's still got like the full on figure, but you've got to do like that. What's that name of that show where the woman sounds like a man or whatever, and it's like an animated show? Do you know what I'm talking about? It's
The Venture Brothers.
Yeah. But she sounds like this the whole time, so it's like, oh my God, in heaven, I've been waiting the entire night. But you got to give her like a Jewish accent as well, like super hot. So she sounds like she smokes a carton of Marlboros a day.
How do you think we'd get sued if we titled this Agatha Christie's MILF Detective? Would the estate come after us, or do you think they just wouldn't give a shit?
I just lost my Bluetooth. Give me 1 second.
Your audio sounds really funky, Jeff.
Mine does?
Yeah.
Oh, it's Jeff's audio, not mine.
Yeah, no, it's Jeff's
Okay.
audio. It sounds like it's going through a crackler thing.
I thought it was me for a second, and I was like, okay, my Bluetooth has gone full on crazy. It's all my fault. So
Is that better?
I didn't know
Yes.
it is.
All right.
Much better.
1,000% better.
1,002% better.
That's why you got to try
Folks-
and make it one-upsmanship.
Don't start talking about one-upping numbers, because I have another button that I can press that counts off numbers. So, but thanks everyone for letting me know that I turned into a robot. I was traveling across the universe into the multiverse, where I became one with the singularity, and I beep booped right out of existence, and now I'm back to normal.
That was adorable. That was adorable. I just beep on, booped on, right on out of existence. I just wanted to get you like a little bow tie and a hat and just be like, good for you.
Sign me up. I'll be like the bow tie killer. I'll eat moon pies and kill people.
Oh my God.
If anybody can tell me what movie that's from, you get a bonus point.
I can never get a break. I wanted to make it adorable. Jeff went straight for the murder.
No, it's from a movie called Problem Child.
Oh my God, I remember that. With what's his face? The
John
guy,
Ritter.
John Ritter.
R.I.P.
John Ritter. Yes, everything he said was hilarious. That guy was great. I loved him. He was like the
I did
ultimate
too.
straight man. It's just like
Dude,
the best.
have you ever
ever
seen Bad Santa?
No, because so look, I have a soft spot in my heart for Christmas. Like, I love Christmas. And so whenever something like goes like tilted sideways on Christmas, I immediately get indignant. And I'm like, no, bad. This is Christmas. You don't fuck with Christmas. No. So no, I've never seen Bad Santa.
Well, you should watch it because it's hilarious. And there's a scene where John Ritter plays the mall security liaison, and he talks about how he caught Billy Bob Thornton's Santa Claus having backdoor relations with a very large woman, and he's trying to relay it to somebody else, but he won't cuss. And he's talking about what Billy Bob was saying to the woman, and he's like, "Yeah, baby, you ain't gonna," S-H-I-T right for a week. And it's the best straight delivery ever. You have to watch this fucking movie.
All right, I'll give it a go. I Billy Bob Thornton's great in some things, but man, I don't know. It's Christmas, man. That's Santa.
How about a Fraggle Stick car?
A Fraggle Stick? What's the Fraggle?
You just got to watch the movie, Mary. I will not tell you anymore. It's gonna enrich your holiday season.
Rock? Like Fraggle Rock? I love Fraggle Rock.
I did too. It was a good show.
Yeah, you remember that show? It was a great show. Love that show.
Now, Joey the Lazy One says, "Hey, Mary, will a wrestling match between two invisible people get you into watching wrestling?"
I feel like this is a trick question. If it's between two invisible people, then I don't actually have to watch the wrestling, right? Which would be an improvement over having to watch actual wrestling because it's fucking stupid. But then I would have to sit there and I would have to say that in some capacity, I enjoyed wrestling, even if it was the absence of wrestling. This is hard. And I haven't, done enough narcotics to give this a good once over. So I'll have to think about it. I'll get back to you.
All right. I'll be waiting.
I actually love Weird Al Yankovic for Christmas. You should look up Christmas at Ground Zero. It's amazing. You might hear some reindeer on your rooftop, or Jack Frost on your windowsill. But as someone's climbing down your chimney, you better load your gun and shoot to kill. I love that song.
Damn, you're ready to go.
Yeah. Somebody that didn't want to hear anything or watch anything that was shitting on Santa Claus, she sure was fine about shooting them.
That's not the same thing. It's like
no, it's not. One's mocking, the other's murdering. Very different ends.
No, it's not murdering Santa. It's murdering the mutants. That's different.
Wait, you want to kill the X-Men or do you Disney?
No, just like
Disney, yes.
Disney, yeah. I'm just saying. You should listen to the song. It's hilarious. It's amazing.
I will. Send me a link, man. You got my number.
It's at least twice as good as walking around in women's underwear. And walking around in women's underwear is fucking hilarious. Still hilarious to this day. I don't care how many
people. The song or the act?
Well, both. But the song specifically is what we were discussing tonight. Yeah.
Oh, MILFs in the Hood.
Oh, dude. Sign me up.
That one just popped into my head. You're welcome.
That's amazing. I love it. With all of me.
Now, our friend Xavier to God is next. First off, TLJ Screwjob has a question. Mary, would you take a super kick or an angle slam?
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Would you rather be kicked in the face or picked up and slammed on your back?
Neither. Okay, well, look, realistically, I have experience being on my back, but not like. So I feel like I would want to protect my face. And
Fair
I
enough.
might be a little more.
Protect the moneymaker. We get it.
So.
Well, Mary, I understand.
Sideways.
Enrique Vasquez, what's up, man? He says, "Hail WCBS, Mary and Andrew. Where are the guys? I wanted to ask Dion about God of War. Also, a Get What You Deserve button, please." Of course you'll get that. Like I said, folks, Kendo will be here. He's on his way. He's a coach, so he's taking care of some behind-the-scenes stuff. It's Dion's birthday, so he said he'll show up here a little later. And then, as I said at the beginning of the show, sadly, Nick had someone pass away in his family, so we're going to dedicate this show to Nick because you never leave a bullshitter down. You always got your buddies back. So, folks, we're all friends. Send a little love to Nick. Now, back to the show. And then we're going to jump into our first topic. Xavier to God says, "I'm sure Mary would like WWF 90s women wrestling." Mary, while I get the button queued up from the last super chat, what do you have to say about that?
I understand the appeal because it's generally speaking, it's like women that are scantily clad that are like being physical with one another, right? So you're really just the introduction of hot oil away from a naughty good time, right? So I do understand the appeal. It's just that at the end of the day, all of the hyperbole and rigmarole around it just is like, dude, I could literally just go to Pornhub and get past all this nonsense, right? Like, it's like, this is such a cock tease. Let's let's just make it what it really was meant to be from the first place, right? Like, am I wrong here? Somebody can tell me if I'm wrong here. I'm just saying, like, quit beating around the bush. Get naked. Let's go. Isn't that the whole point?
Well, TLJ Screwjob says you would love the bra and panties matches, where basically the rule of the match is, Mary, that they strip the woman down to her bra and panties, and titles have been decided via that. It's a historic match.
I mean, I like that somebody at least tried to give it a veneer of reason for existing besides boners. So, like, that's fair, I guess.
Vince McMahon tried.
I feel like that one exists just for that.
Instead of just for men, it's just for boners.
Just for boners. Yeah.
It sounds like a terrible.
I'm not mad. I'm not even a little bit mad about it. That's great. Like, everybody have some fun. It's amazing.
Now, Mary, we'll press this button because it's also fun.
How about another joke, Moran? What do you get?
I don't think so.
When you cross a mentally ill loner with a society that abandons him and treats him like trash, I'll tell you what you get.
Call the police.
You get what you fucking deserve. Good night.
I kind of love that.
Dead.
Rude. Stormtroopers can never catch a break, man. Ever.
They can catch a bullet, though.
Word? Jesus.
They finally put out an episode of Andor that I would consider pretty damn good. Like, really good.
Seriously?
Yesterday's.
Look, how many episodes into the season?
I was literally sitting over here going, they're still living? Like, I was confused.
Yeah, how many episodes into the season is that, Jeff, that it took them to get that right?
I honestly forgot it was even still playing.
I didn't realize it was still going. I thought the series had ended, but then again, I haven't watched a single episode, so.
Yeah, I haven't seen a single episode either. I gave up on Rings of Power, like, what was it, 2 episodes in? Was it 1 or 2 episodes in?
We watched the first 2 episodes, and then we were like, nope, never again.
And then there was the other one that they wanted me to watch that everybody was like, you do it. I was like, no, I really do not, because Cobra Kai is a thing right now. God, what was it? Do you know what I'm talking about? That was the whole thing. It was Rings of Power, and then there was another insufferable show that everybody expected everybody to watch. In order to be like, She-Hulk. I watched like an episode or 2 of that and said, fuck this shit, I'm out. Just never looked back, not even for a second. So I heard she screwed poor Daredevil, literally and figuratively. Poor guy.
Poor blind guy didn't even see it coming. I'm sorry. I'm here all week, folks.
I'm so totally into the like bromance vibing thing you two have going on over here. That's wow.
Dude,
wow.
That would you and I should write. I don't know, because I don't care. I was like, we should write a parody version of She-Hulk season 2. I guarantee it'll be better than what they actually made. So,
I mean, they set the bar really low for us.
Is that a law joke? The bar? Ha ha.
Yes, it is.
I'm sorry.
Yes, it is. Thank you for catching that.
Wow.
Thank you for putting it out there. See, Mary, you know what's up.
You guys are adorable. You should get married.
Nah, I'm okay. Not gay.
Yeah, we'll pass. But
come on.
We should stream on Tuesday. How's that?
Literally,
I'm down with this. This is a great idea. You know what? Print it. We'll start it at like 7:30-ish Central. I think it could be a whole thing.
I think it could be too. Folks, join us on Tuesday. We've been having a lot of fun. And, wow. Actually, thanks for everybody joining us tonight. Folks, do us one more favor. Hit that thumbs up button. We have a lot of people in the chat. We're having a lot of fun tonight. So, Darian217, I'm very glad that She-Hulk isn't going to get a second season. I'm going to get a lot of good sleep tonight because of that fact.
Did anybody think that it might? That's astounding to me.
People who list people who list She-Hulk as their identity.
Yeah.
How many flops do they have to have before they get it through their head that this shit isn't working? It's not working. It's not working.
One more.
At least one more. I love it.
Now, folks, we have one of the best comedians of all time on screen right now. And for those who are watching at home, listening in the future, we're talking about Dave Chappelle. Now, this week, Dave Chappelle is going to be hosting SNL for the, I believe, the fourth time? So, Dave Chappelle, third time, okay, thank you. So, Dave Chappelle is no stranger to Saturday Night Live. A few years back, he had an iconic skit where he did he brought back some of his old characters in a Walking Dead style parody on SNL, and I thought it was awesome. And then he showed up. You gotta watch it, Mary. It's like he brings back Clayton Bigsby, the black white supremacist. Remember him?
Oh my God! You're not serious. The guy who literally divorces his wife for being a blank lover.
Yep.
That's amazing. I love that guy. He's hilarious.
Dave Chappelle's great. I love his show, stand-up solid. Across the board, I've been a Dave Chappelle fan. But a lot of people in the world are not Dave Chappelle fans because of what he said or what he's put out there on his in his specials. And so, folks, I'm going to spare you a long diatribe of what I think about this because we've covered it in the past. Go back into the archives and listen to WCBS talk about the Dave Chappelle stuff as it went live. But I did watch that special. I did enjoy it, and I don't think his story is offensive. I don't have issues with Dave Chappelle like other people do. Now, Andrew, Mary, how do you guys feel about Chappelle?
Oh, I love him. The guy's in rarefied air, right? Like he's up there with the Robin Williams of the world. You know what I mean? Like he's I would say he is arguably, at least like I'm sure that there are arguments to be made that he's the best comedian of all time, right? Like I've never seen Dave Chappelle do anything that didn't put me in stitches. The guy is hilarious. He has his finger on the pulse of comedy, and he has this wonderful way. He does what a comedian should do, which is he dances around truth, but he picks on everybody, right? So nobody's left out. I've never seen anyone get left out of Dave Chappelle's comedy. The guy is a comical genius as far as I'm concerned. He has every right to be up on that pedestal. People love him. They should love him. And I think that they ought to count their blessings that the guy gives them his time, because SNL hasn't been funny in like 12 years. So, maybe just be glad the guy showed the fuck up, because, people will actually laugh. There's a good chance people will actually laugh at this episode.
Yeah,
and
you won't be forced to use a laugh track. That's the great thing about Chappelle. What Mary touched on there is that he doesn't leave anybody out. He's equal opportunity. He believes in actual equality. He'll make fun of you. He doesn't give a damn who you are.
Yeah.
And that is part of comedy. Everybody is going to be the butt of the joke at some point or another. South Park did it for years. Chappelle's been doing it for years. That's true comedy, in that, guess what? Somebody's feelings are eventually going to get hurt. Your turn will be up.
Well, and when did we get to that point where everybody was so fragile that they couldn't take a damn joke, right? Like, we can all take dicks now, but we can't take a joke. What the hell's going on? Can someone please explain to me how we got to this place where nobody could laugh at themselves? It's not that serious. Stress is a killer, people. Laugh at yourself. It's essential, because I promise you, you're not that great. You're just like everybody else. You're a piece of shit. We're all a piece of shit. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Well, I'm just being honest here. We are all relatively shitty people at a great many junctures in our life, right? The trick to being a little less of a shitty person is acknowledging that you're a shitty person and trying to be a little less shitty as time goes by. And one of the ways to do that is by taking a step back and laughing at the objective absurdities that make up your life, right? You're going to be a complete disaster at many different stages in your life. So maybe instead of walking around with a stick up your ass, learn to laugh about it a little bit. You get through it a little easier. It's way easier than taking a dick in the ass, I promise you. Sorry.
Now, there's no connection to that. Let's just give a shout out to our newest co-host joining us tonight. Folks, Kendo is here. What up, Kendo?
Hi, Jeff. I am here. I'm glad to be here. And I would like to also point out and say thank you to the good people at Marvel, because if it wasn't for their progressive, straightforward thinking, we would not be able to celebrate the release of What Are Those Panther Wakanda Forever on Dion's birthday without him. So that is just amazing. I'm glad that they looked at the calendar and they said, hey, Dion's got a birthday coming up. We have to have the What Are Those Panther out on that day.
That seems like too perfect of timing.
Yeah, it's not a coincidence. Coincidences like that just do not happen.
No.
Everything happens
pointed
for a reason.
I feel bad for Dion now.
It's probably where he's at.
I love what
don't
Darian
say that
said
kind
in
of
the
shit.
chat. Darian, I'm sticking that on a shirt. I'm going to stick it on a shirt with the likeness of Oprah Winfrey. You get a dick and you get a dick.
So that could be taken a few different ways. I feel like.
So could the dicks.
Oh! I understood that reference. That is what she said.
That's. Yep.
Thank you for that. That made my night.
So, Kendo, what did you like Dave Chappelle, right?
I do.
Good. He's a good stand-up comedian.
Fuck yeah, he is.
Now, obviously you guys know about this because I sent this over in the chat earlier, but would you believe that the good people at SNL are upset that Dave Chappelle is going to host the show?
I feel like you need a different qualifier than good people.
Yeah, I would say.
I don't think that's the adjective we were looking for there.
These are the people that clearly are only chasing a certain audience, and that is the audience that isn't watching, because Saturday Night Live's ratings have to be fucking terrible. I haven't watched the show since the Eddie Murphy episode, and before that it was the 40th anniversary episode, and before that it was me still being in high school, I'm fairly certain, and I've been out of high school for like 20 years at this point.
Jeez Louise. I did hear that they were what was it, like they were straight up boycotting it? Is that right?
Okay, so let me pull this up. They're saying they're avoiding the word boycott, but I mean, you tell me. I'm gonna read this to you, and you tell me what you think.
It's non-binary cot, Jeff. We have to be neutral.
Thank you.
Can't say boycott anymore because that's too masculine. It's non-binary or gender fluid cot.
Gender fluid
cot. Wow.
That just sounds like a bad time. But the gender fluid cot will remain, folks. We are for everybody. So if you're with something or against something with your gender fluid cot, this is the show for you. Indeed. Some staff writers of NBC Saturday Night Live were so furious about Dave Chappelle hosting this week's show that they are boycotting, or gender fluid cotting, the episode to protest the comedian, according to a new report. So the writers are apparently upset at Chappelle over his history of telling jokes about transgender people and his publicly stated belief that gender is rooted in biological reality. A representative for Chappelle disputed the claim that some writers are gender fluid cotting the show. Saturday's episode of Saturday Night Live. The rep told Page 6 that Chappelle was at NBC on Tuesday with a meeting, and writers and producers were there, and there was no evidence of a gender fluid cot. The room was full of writers. They all pitched ideas, and they all seemed very excited about it. Dave is looking forward to have some fun.
See,
so it could just be a big old social media virtue signal, like we're gonna not do this because he's
Saturday
gonna be
Night Live is not that smart.
I was genuinely optimistic for a second that this was going to be like one of those growing opportunities. Like, you know those moments where you find yourself going through like this really difficult moment in life, right? Like shit hits the fan and you find yourself trying to learn how to navigate things in new ways and just to be able to get through the moment, right? So like you have this genuine growth moment where you realize, oh my God, I could have been doing it this way all along. This is so much better, right? Like I feel like SNL had a shot at a moment like that when they could have realized, oh my God, the writers were the problem all along. We don't even need these fucksticks. And they could have literally had an opportunity to genuinely grow and move past the moment. But these entitled asshats are well aware that if they actually gave the show an opportunity to, I don't know, use writers who actually have something to prove and don't feel entitled to their narrative to be pushed all of the time, they might actually lose their jobs. And while they may be idiots, they're not stupid. So I feel bad. We were so close.
Yeah,
to all of this opportunity.
You're giving them way too much credit. This is the same group of people that, haven't accepted the results of an election for 2 years and still think somebody else is the president with their jokes every week.
Oh my God. He hasn't been in office for like 2 years. Calm down, guys. Calm down. Find a different route.
They can't. Jimmy Kimmel's going to run his show into the ground. Oh, wait, he already has.
He already has. Yeah. That's all that
He's going to go on a well-timed vacation.
I was going to say, that's a past tense right there is what you're looking for.
Didn't he like openly admit that he's lost half his audience?
Yep.
Did he really?
Yes.
Yeah. That was
What
last
a
week's news.
clown.
Yeah.
You get what you fucking deserve.
You do. You do. And
Now,
he deserves it. And they all do.
Now, to give some context, because Kendo asked, SNL is actually having really bad ratings, as in the worst ever.
Oh my God, I am so surprised.
Yes.
No.
So the total viewers for the debut, or at least the episode on October 11th, was just 3.7 million. That's down 300,000 from the last week, and SNL rarely, if ever, goes under the 4 million mark.
Wow.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's called people just not giving a shit anymore.
Yeah.
And dropping
Over it. Utterly over it.
Well, the whole thing with SNL is it's supposed to be funny. And you can only tell the same joke over and over and over so many times before you kill it, and nobody finds it funny except for your dumb ass.
Yeah.
And that's what SNL writers are right now.
Yeah. And it hasn't been for so long. I honestly, the last time that I laughed at SNL was, do you remember Black Jeopardy?
Yes.
Do you know what I'm talking about? That's the last time.
Black Jeopardy
with
was great.
Tom Hanks, right? That was fucking hilarious. And it was actually kind of beautiful simultaneously, right? Like it borderlined on like these like truths that people tap dance around. Like I felt like I knew that guy. Right? I felt like I knew that guy. Well-meaning, probably a little racist, but not on purpose. Like he doesn't hate these people. He just has some shitty ideas about stuff, right? And so, like, but in the end of the day, they could come together on certain things, and it was really, really relatable. It was really, really, really relatable. So, not to shit talk my dad, but he seriously could have been my dad. Like. Yeah, my
Mary?
dad's a little bit racist.
Mary, look, everyone's dad's a little racist. No, I'm just joking. My dad's not. He's also not alive. But Chadwick Boseman, did you ever see the SNL Black Jeopardy where the Black Panther himself appears?
What?
No.
Yeah, here, check this out. I got the clip playing.
Oh, rip. Oh, rip.
So,
oh, my heart.
There's an SNL skit of Black Jeopardy where he just plays T'Challa. It's not, some other character. He's straight up T'Challa from fucking Wakanda. No! And he talks about Karens. I can't play the clip because of copyright and stuff. But, dude, anybody can have their opinions on SNL. I personally thought that this shit was still funny. It was one of their... I know we keep saying it's one of their last good skits, but realistically, it's like... The show's dog shit. The episode they just talked about... having the low viewership, I turned it on because I was bored. Plus, Peacock will stream SNL at like 8 o'clock at night. So I'm like, you know what? Watching SNL at 8:30 is kind of interesting when there's nothing else to do. I don't have to stay up late for it. So I watched it. It was a terrible episode. And like you, Kendo, the last one I watched fully was Eddie Murphy. And before that, the last one was the 40th anniversary show. But I mean, I go to YouTube and I'll watch clips every once in a while. And this was a really good one. So
yeah. Well, because comedy really only works when you're able to not just point the finger at everybody else, but at yourself, right, as well. So when you find yourself in a situation where all you ever do for comedic value is point and wag your finger at everyone around you while never being able to kind of poke fun at yourself a little bit or poke fun at your quote unquote people, it gets old, and it gets like, look, there's a place for church, right? Like church has its place in people's lives, but it's usually Sunday morning, and generally speaking on Saturday night, I'm still really drunk. So like, can we just put these in their appropriate time slots, please? I've got at least half a bottle of vodka to drink right now. and I have way more stuff to get involved in, and SNL is not contributing to that general atmosphere that I'm looking for. Mostly I'm getting sick and tired of being screamed at by everybody.
I mean, I've got a question. So, like, I always thought Black Jeopardy was just those Who's the Daddies episodes of Maury Povich. There's usually a black guy there, and he was usually
you are not the father.
And that was number 37.
And then everybody goes running off the stage, no matter who was or wasn't the father. Like, what are you running from right now, lady? Where are you going? What are you gonna do? Like, what do you intend to accomplish with running away right now? Your face is already on camera. Like, the damage is done. The damage is done.
The thing is, they also had way bigger problems because those women were on there for like the 15th, 16th time. And either they're giant fucking whores that just get cream pied by everybody that walks up and down the street, or they literally have no idea how DNA works.
Maybe
I'm going to go with both.
Because I feel like it's one of those situations like either you banged this many dudes in this small window that you can get knocked up each month, or you just think that, you know, the DNA machine's going to spit out the letters, you know, A through Z, and it's just going to happen to match that guy. Because that ain't how it works, honey.
My dad used to describe them as the women that you could throw a hot dog down their hallway. And that was my dad's favorite way to describe whores.
Well, like they say, a key that can open many locks is a great key, but a lock that can be opened by lots of keys is a shitty lock.
It's true. It's true. Respect yourself, ladies, right? Like, make all the dick jokes in the world. Just don't take that many.
Mary, I'm so glad you're here tonight.
Yeah.
I mean it. This is awesome.
Sorry.
No, don't apologize. I'm not being sarcastic. I actually am enjoying it.
I like dick jokes. They're great.
Hey, Kendo, you met Joel, right, once?
Yeah, a couple times. He's old. He's
okay.
Weird.
Yeah. So I was gonna tell you a Joel story real quick. Joel's one of my oldest, longest friends. Great guy. Is today Veterans Day?
No, it's tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay. Well, Joel, preemptively, and everyone that watches and listens, because we have a ton. Happy Veterans Day, folks. Maybe we'll try to get together and do a stream next week. I know a couple of our listeners that are. What'd you say?
I was gonna say also happy birthday to my nephew Doofus. He will be 13 tomorrow.
Oh shit! Doofus.
Yeah, it's his nickname.
Rude.
I mean, he's been called Doofus since he was like 2 years old by me. Nobody else calls him Doofus. I'm the only one that calls him Doofus, and it almost got him taken. It almost got him taken into child custody once.
What? Hey, you know what? If it's been that long and it was only once, then I'd say you got a pretty decent track record.
Yeah. So for the new people in the audience, long story short, when he went to like kindergarten or first grade, he was doing one of those "Who are you?" and get to know you things. And under nickname, he wrote Doofus. And when the teacher questioned him about it, he said that's what my uncle calls me. She didn't understand the charmingness behind me calling him Doofus. And so she called my sister, his mother, and inquired as to why his uncle was calling him Doofus, because that's not a nice thing to call somebody. So the thought was that I was verbally abusive towards my nephew, and that has only happened when he's tried to play sports.
That is really, really, really petty. No offense. Like, okay, look. Like, maybe this is TMI, but when I was a little girl and I was in school, my dad used to make this joke, because there's a good old boy from the sticks, and the way they play is by pulling out their pocket knife and threatening to chop a body part off. My dad's favorite joke was, "I'm going to cut your ear off." And he'd whip out his pocket knife, and he wouldn't actually extract the blade, but he'd just be like, "Come over here. And I don't know why he thought it was funny, but he was joking, right? It was a joke. My dad, like, spoiler alert, my dad never cut my ear off, guys. But that would be like I thought it was funny because he was playing with me and it was funny. And so I told the people at school, that my dad would threaten to cut my ear off on a regular basis. And so they called child services. Fair enough. There was a threat of bodily injury. If somebody called me Doofus, I might be like, that's cute. You know what I mean? People need to calm down. People need to calm down. People need to calm down. Seriously.
Well, everybody wants to try and be a hero because they've got nothing else going on in their sad, pathetic lives.
Wow. Yeah. It's just. God,
I mean,
like crazy.
you want to talk about somebody else that might be sad and or pathetic? I don't know, but put it like this: they're just sad about Chappelle. We use this to close it out. So after Chappelle was announced as host of the show, SNL writer Celeste Yim reportedly wrote on Instagram. How do you reportedly write on Instagram? There it is. It's not there. It's there. Anyway, she said, excuse me. The person said, "I'm trans and non-binary."
Somebody that posted it.
Oh, you heard it from a friend too? Heard it from a friend too?
Uh-huh.
All right. So, this person said, "I'm trans and non-binary. I use they/them pronouns. Transphobia is murder, and it should be condemned." This is the response for it's murder.
Pronouns in bio automatically invalidates most of what they say.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Hey,
Exactly.
I immediately take like the amount of how much I am willing to give you the benefit of the doubt and take what you say in good faith is automatically reduced by like 301/3 points. So, yeah.
Since we're talking about social media, Kendo, should we get a blue check mark?
Yeah,
Twitter?
I was thinking about getting one as soon as it's available. I was gonna.
I
pay the $8
googled
get
how to
check
do
mark.
that as well. I googled that as well because I thought, God, that's useful, right? Like, because immediately a person knows that they're, talking to another actual person. I don't know if that will mitigate some of the disrespect that floats around on social media, but I feel like, I feel like the anonymity is a big part of the problem, right? That people don't consider that they're talking to another human being often.
That's true.
That's not going to stop people from putting a frickin' furry as their profile picture. So I don't think any of that's
I was going to do that later. Thanks for ruining my.
I mean, people are still quite disrespectful and mean to the blue check marks. Granted, most of them do deserve it, but it works both directions. So, kind of like those people that deserve it. They them.
I wasn't ready for that. Oh shit.
So, Kendo, since you just showed up, man, we're gonna check in with the audience. Unless there's anything else you guys want to say about Chappelle. Anything else you guys want to say before we close out the topic?
He's better than Saturday Night Live. I don't know why he's lowering himself to hosting that show.
I can't disagree with that.
I think that we can't. It's really easy to stick ourselves in our bubbles, right? And for us to paint an entire swath of people with one particular paintbrush and disregard them and write them off and no longer engage with them. I think it's the mark of an incredibly well-rounded, easygoing, capable of just getting the hell along with people person, to be able to because he had to know, you know what I mean? He had to know what he was stepping into. It's Dave Chappelle of all people knows what Hollywood is like, right? He's got his finger on that. He understands it. And so I have a lot of respect for someone who will expose themselves to that kind of stuff because it's the mark of some real resilience and fortitude. And I respect the hell out of him for that. I really do. It's going into that lion's den, knowing that this isn't going to be all sunshine and daisies. That takes a hell of a person.
I will watch the clips if I hear anything on YouTube or if I hear anything on the internet, but this is the first Chappelle thing that I'm just like, I will watch it maybe one day because it's SNL. That's it. All the other specials, first day if I can catch him. He's usually an event guy. Oh man, Chappelle's back. I will watch that. So
not to disregard what Kendo said. I completely agree with you. He's way, way better than Saturday Night Live. They're lucky he was willing to show up. I completely agree with what you're saying. That wasn't meant to like undermine or dismiss anything that you just said. I realized how condescending that could have come across.
Who, me?
Just there. No, it's Kendo because he was like, I don't know why he's bothering with them, which I would agree with.
You're fine. I didn't take it that way because I know how you debate and I know I'm better than you at it.
Oh, you can spell a whole bag of dicks. So,
Hey, Mary, I still have a couple master debate buttons.
You know what? Jeff, I'm getting real sick of you.
Round 1, fight.
I hate you.
I have this one too.
You lose. Good day, sir.
I've never had that one shown my direction, so I'm just gonna, disregard it.
Slap the Jerry curl right out your hair.
I'm not black.
Tell me that's not a Jerry curl right there or whatever.
What on Wokebusters?
No, the Kendo's hair right there. What? Not a Jerry curl. What is that, Andrew? What is that
pompadour?
called? Little swirl.
A spit
Whatever
curl?
that's called. The spit curl. Yeah, somebody ought to slap the spit curl right out of Kendo's.
To be fair, that's not a spit curl per se. That's a very unique hairstyle.
It was your idea to call it a
Wokebusters.
spit curl.
Also, to be fair, that's not what my hair looks like at all.
No. You're the only person I took artistic license with in the comic. Everyone else, that's us.
I was totally okay with it.
Wait till you... No, you remember how excited you were, or at least remember how your friend was like, dude, did you help write the dialogue for yourself and all this stuff, in Stealing Solo? I have a scene where you're in the back of a donut shop and you're trying to be covert, and you put it like this. It's like that scene either in Wayne's World when they're like flipping around in front of the TV station and Garth lands on his keys, or kind of like how Chris Farley rolls around in Beverly Hills Ninja. But I have so much fun writing you as a character because you're the one that's like, I don't know, you're the zany one that it's like it's easy to write this shit for you to do. Like the bank loan scene, as we always talk about, or this other stuff. Like, I don't know, the Kendo character is always my favorite because he's like, I don't know, a character.
Yeah.
So Mary,
you're essentially you're writing me as I exist, just turned up to 11.
Oh, kind of like how The Rock did it.
Yeah.
No.
Now,
That's
folks
the
in
only
the
way to do
chat. Now, folks, like I have been saying, Wokebusters Q1 2023. Been up talking about that stuff on the streams. We'll be doing some more updates. Titsnart was already in production, got that rolled out. Like I said, it'll be here. I actually read my email. I'll have my proof on Monday, so I'm super excited for that. And then I'll be sharing that with everybody. But since we pretty much reached the end of our Dave Chappelle segment, Kendo, pick a number between 1 and 69, please.
Give me 33.
Yo, she-bitch. Let's go.
Groovy.
Wow. I think I just popped
Awesome.
a lady boner.
For Bruce Campbell?
Yeah, that's hot.
I get it.
You didn't even have
I
a
get
hand. I'm a little less gay.
So, where are we at next?
Well, if it's okay, I am going to go ahead and scooch since Kendo is here. I have work tomorrow as well as
That's
a
true,
couple of
you do.
shoots to prep for. Yes, indeedy. But I am so glad to have been able to come over and hang out with you guys for a bit. I am going to leave you with a sausage fest. I apologize, but
hold on,
if you need
Mary.
a little more vagina, Kendo is here. So
Now, Burns aside, hold on a second. Let me just check to see if anybody in the
Undefeated
chat
all
had
time in master debating.
because you only did one.
1-0 is still undefeated, and that one was
Wow.
against you.
Yeah, I guess I'd quit too if I had that level of insecurity about me.
No, I totally beat the supposed best. So what more do I have to prove?
Oh wow. Oh shit.
Remember that button, right? Yeah. We'll have some fun with that. Mary, just let me check real quick because a couple people had sent you messages, and I wanted to make sure we could read all those. So
I told
Goku
you guys, I'm
McDuck
not
just
starting an OnlyFans. It's not happening.
Goku McDuck asks, Mary, please say fuera tata, fuera tata. Kendo knows.
Yeah, I do.
Fuera tata, fuera tata. What does that mean?
Fire Tata. He's the manager of the Mexico national team.
Fuck up. God, you guys are fucking asshats. What the hell am I doing right now? Is this more wrestling shit?
No, that's soccer.
God, I don't give a shit about soccer either. Fuck. Isn't that like some
What do
third
you
world
like?
shit or something?
She doesn't give a shit about how cars work
Third
either.
world.
Well, or know about it.
Hey, no. That's not true. I can change a tire and oil. And I have hooked up the batteries. And one time I did an ignition change out, the ignition part where you stick the key in. I switched that out as well.
Do you know how to change brake pads?
Okay. I've assisted with changing brake pads, but never done it like just myself.
No, because I need to change my brake pads. I mean, I know how to do it. I just don't fucking want to.
I love how that whole setup was for, hey, could you come over and do my brake pads for me?
Yeah, I really don't feel like it. I don't have an impact wrench. The caliper bolts are tight, and I really don't fucking feel like dealing with it.
Aw.
But I'm going to
that
anyway.
sounds like a bitch.
That sounds
It
like
is.
a lot. I don't give a shit.
It's one of the few times that being in Bruce Sexico just is not as good as Camp Kendo, where I have all the good shit to help me do this stuff real easy. But no, I have to live in the middle of nowhere on the res.
For those in the chat, by the way, I really do like Kendo. It's probably coming across like I have like a whole lot of pent up hatred for the guy. I actually love and respect the shit out of him. But then I remember he's a dick and I kind of want to poke him back. So, you know.
I mean, if you hated me, that'd be fine. Most of the civilization does.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. It might help if you smash occasionally.
Kendo, does civilization hate you the same way that you hate Woodrow Wilson?
Oh, probably not, because I don't know. I do give people very, very valid reasons to hate me. The problem is people haven't come around to the fact that Woodrow Wilson was the worst president we've ever had.
Well, I mean, after you brought it up, I can't unthink about it.
I mean, if anything, we're totally going to get an opportunity, and we kind of do now, to see it, happen again in our own, lifetime, because it's fairly certain that a certain state, I'm not going to say which one, Pennsylvania, elected somebody that's his wife is going to be running his Senate for him because he can't string 3 words together.
And Dr. Oz didn't win, right?
No, he lost to the guy that had a stroke back in May and has to have closed captioning because he has auditory issues.
Wow,
that
tells you how much faith they had in him.
Yeah, or just tells you how shitty Dr. Oz was as a candidate.
I mean, when I found out he was running for anything, I couldn't stop laughing. 1, his TV show sucks, and 2, I'd be like, who actually would be better to run for some kind of office over Dr. Oz?
Anybody?
Jerry Springer, because he fucking was the mayor of Cincinnati. So it's like, if you have to have a talk show host run for something.
Really?
Yep. You know why he wasn't the mayor for very long?
Because he had too many white supremacists in his office and was trying to host a show.
Partially true, but the real reason is actually better, Kendo.
Oh, okay.
He hired a hooker and he paid her with a personal check.
Oof.
Ouch.
Yeah, you don't leave paper trails. You're never supposed to leave paper trails.
There's an L.
At least he didn't pay her with a check from the city of Cincinnati, because then it's like, uh-oh.
Oh, man.
That's Vince McMahon style.
Yeah, it's like you paid with money out of the company funds. You're not allowed to do that. If you're going to pay for sex workers, you got to do it out of your own pocket.
Damn, Skippy. Word.
Mary?
Yeah, sorry, that isn't a business expense.
Yeah.
No. That's a different type of expense.
This is why you have to hire the honest hookers.
Like Gobble Gobble?
Yeah. Or,
no, Gobble Gobble's the quarter gay hooker.
Pretty Woman?
Oh.
No.
She was the hooker with a heart of gold, and she got Richard Gere to get off the gerbils.
That itself was a feat that I still respect to this day.
I don't know if respect is the word I would have gone with.
Admire? It happens. So, Mary, before you go, let's see. Just when Mary thinks Jeff couldn't get any dumber with Steiner math, he goes and shows the Karen Danvers button and totally redeems himself. You still going to Aspen TLJ Screwjob? I know I am. Yeah, so Mary, I believe... Oh, yeah, one last one from TLJ Screwjob. Remember when Mary got a lady boner for Gina Carano?
That's fair.
Everybody has boners for Gina Carano. Like, who doesn't have a boner for Gina Carano? Like happily married men in their 70s who've never been anything but completely faithful to their wives and are like full blown, like just the nicest people ever, have boners for Gina Carano. Everyone loves Gina Carano. And if you don't love Gina Carano, you're a liar.
She's a nice looking woman. I'm never going to deny that.
Yeah. Everybody gets a boner for Gina Carano. Everybody. She dated Henry Cavill, for the love of God.
So there we go. Like, dicks out for Carano. You heard it here first.
I'm just saying. Dicks out for Carano. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah, keep him in tonight, folks.
Please. Have a little respect.
Honda, the honest hooker, says so.
Indeed. Indubitably. And remember, I'm an honest hooker.
Now, Mary, I could send you off with a funny button that I feel like we would all laugh at, but I think I'm going to send you off with a weird button that doesn't involve anything with Buffalo Jeff. You ready?
You're a liar, aren't you? I have no idea what just happened. Did I just have a stroke?
Yes.
Possibly. Check your blood pressure.
Did I just have a stroke? I don't know what just happened.
I would encourage checking your blood
Am I
pressure.
dead? Is this hell?
Yeah, pretty close. Hell adjacent.
Hell adjacent. It's purgatory with minor torture. It's just...
All right,
I'm
Mary,
gonna
one
water
last
torture
one.
every other day.
One last one before you go. Ready?
Oh my God! Unbelievable! Oh my God!
Her angle just hit differently.
Yeah, he did.
When the bean kicks
Guys,
in.
Go subscribe to my channel. I'm gonna plug myself openly on air in front of everyone.
Whoa! That's how YouTube channels get banned. You can't be doing
Yeah, we already got enough issues with YouTube.
Yeah.
I gratuitously plug myself. Go subscribe to Mary Mayhem. I will be live. You can catch me live actually tomorrow night or Saturday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, where I'll be doing shenanigans and probably being obscenely drunk, to the benefit of all in the chat. So
Ignore the probably in that sentence.
it's like 99 and 1/3% likely.
It's 99 point guaranteed.
99 point guaranteed. Yeah.
Don't ever apologize for it. It's totally acceptable and okay to get gratuitously drunk.
Yes.
Unless it's at a children's birthday party.
Says you. Bye.
I feel
What
like
an
there's a
outro.
story there that I haven't heard.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm fairly certain that somebody clearly has gotten drunk at a children's birthday.
Something's
Gratuitously drunk
Yes.
at a children's birthday party.
Something tells me that's a story I've not yet heard. I'm going to have to inquire about that at some point.
If you want to tell us, cool. If not, don't.
I'm sure there's public record about it in the arrest reports.
Might be. That's a good point.
Now, guys, weird transition time. How do we feel about trolling?
I
fucking
love that we
loved
call
it.
Dave Chappelle stuff with weird transition.
Hey, thank you. Somebody else picked up on it. See,
You're welcome.
nobody gets half of the shit I'm talking about except you, man. Thank you.
Hey, that's what I'm here for.
Kendo gets it too. He just goes, "Oh God." Now, where was I just about to click on shit? Sorry. Sometimes I click a tab, something else pops up, and it gets me off track.
That's why you
So,
open that shit in incognito mode, Jeff.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys.
Only Dion's allowed to watch porn during the show on
With
this
VPN
channel.
on.
Oh yeah, that did happen to him once.
It did. My favorite thing was that everybody thought it was me. I'm like, yo, I was talking while that fucking porno sounds came up. And I'm a lot of things, but watching porn in the middle of my fucking kitchen while the wife and the kid are in the next room doing a podcast is not one of those things.
Oof.
That's especially gratuitously loud porn.
Do you want to hear a funny Dion porn story?
Of course.
So, all right, folks, you can timestamp this if you want, but we were down at WrestleMania this year, back in March and April, and so we're down in Texas. We got this rental car, and we alternate who has the Bluetooth, who wants to play music, because it's fair. It's a kind of like a democracy around here. So we rotate, we do our thing, and when Dion connects his phone, I look at the Bluetooth, and it's like Latina MILF security guard something else, and I'm like, oh shit, I don't think anybody, including Dion, knows this. So I disconnected him so he wouldn't get caught, and then later on I was like, hey man, how is the Latina MILF security guard? And he's like,
Oh shit.
What?
Damn. That's one way to put him on the spot.
well, I wasn't gonna do it in front of everybody, but I thought, we know what you were up to earlier, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
So, I just wanted to know if you guys have heard about the epic troll job that is Stop or My Mom Will Shoot.
The fact that it actually came out in theaters, or is there more to it than that?
There's a little more.
Okay.
So Arnold Schwarzenegger trolled Sylvester Stallone by telling him that he was going to make essentially that so Stallone would jump on it. So Schwarzenegger got Stallone to make Stop or My Mom Will Shoot due to their rivalry.
I do remember hearing that once before, but goddamn, that's amazing.
Dude,
how long ago was this?
Almost 30 years ago.
Oh my lord.
Yeah. God, 1992 is when Stop or My Mom Will Shoot was released. So we are at that 30-year mark. Folks, we will not have a commentary for the Estelle Getty Classic. Sorry.
I saw it once at a fucking drive-in. That was enough.
Was it a good once?
I'm trying to remember I don't remember what else we saw there because usually it's a double feature. So I cannot think that Stop or My Mom Will Shoot was the main event. I just don't recall what the main event was.
Maybe it was Wayne's World.
No, I saw that at a regular theater.
Oh.
It couldn't have been before Jurassic Park, could it? Because Jurassic Park's 93. But I remember seeing Jurassic Park at a drive-in and being very upset when the movie came on, and it was the first movie, the undercard, and I was like, I'm here for the fucking dinosaurs. What is this shit? So I don't know. I don't think it was that, but it could have been.
I mean,
I love that use wrestling
dinosaurs
references.
is really all you need to do.
I want to watch Jurassic Park again. It's been a minute.
It's a good movie.
I freaking love that movie.
Folks, we'll be talking a little bit about Steven Spielberg later tonight as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that was just a fun little transition to talk about that. Now, this is no surprise. Andrew, we talked about it on Tuesday, how Lucasfilm announced another Star Wars movie.
In quotations, another Star Wars movie. What we mean is vaporware.
Well, guess what? Another vaporware title has just gone out of existence. Because today they announced that another Star Wars movie that was going to be made isn't getting made.
Oh, it's kind of like Johnson's trilogy.
Oh,
yeah.
I feel like I've seen this episode.
Now, where did it go? Here we go. Director J.D. Dillard says the Star Wars movie is no longer a thing. He's also not attached to the remake of The Rocketeer, which is a good piece of news for me, because I like The Rocketeer. And trying to remake The Rocketeer in 1950s America with a young black girl instead of Cliff Secord, why?
My diversity.
My diversity. So this is another Star Wars movie that isn't going to get made. We don't know what it was about, but we do know that this guy really wanted to make it happen. We know every week that it's Kathleen Kennedy and crew that keep letting these films get announced, and then eventually they go nowhere. And this is just another one, folks, of another Star Wars film that we were told is coming out. And again, I only bring it up because of the sheer volume that it happens. 2 in 1 week. An announcement and a cancellation. What's next? Double? Triple? If the Rian Johnson trilogy is officially announced next week or canceled, that's the only way to top this shit. It's like Days That End in Y. Hey, another Star Wars project is canceled. Can you believe it?
That's honestly how it feels like, and at a really hysterical time, because none of their Disney Plus shows have been doing particularly well with like decreasing viewership. Like, nobody's really given a real half a damn about the Disney Plus Star Wars stuff since Mandalorian season 2. Like, Mandalorian's the only thing that they had that consistently pulled decent numbers and sold merch on like any level worth talking about anyway.
It's kind of like The Boy Who Cried Wolf at this point. It's not surprising when they cancel a project. It'll be surprising when the one actually gets put into production and they actually release
when a movie is actually in theaters playing. Yeah. Like, not even it comes out tomorrow. No, I'm not going to believe it until it's actually in there.
Yeah.
That's when I'll actually believe that they have another movie in the works.
Yeah. Star Wars Episode 10, Finn's Revenge. Actually, never mind. I would watch that. If, like, you know, it's like Falling Down, but with Finn. He's pissed because he didn't get the white woman nor the Asian woman at this point. And he's just very upset with his job as being a janitor for the rebellion.
It's just Finn freaking Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe-ing, like, the entire sequel cast for fucking him over when he could have been the one interesting character in that trilogy.
Yeah.
Oh well, they didn't get it right.
They were wanting too much of that money from China.
Well, look at Disney. They're putting out all these movies for China, and some of them aren't even getting released in China.
I know they're not even getting released in there.
They're not even putting. Yeah, they're putting out the good ones. They need to, swerve into the lane of Mr. Choose Asian Beaver. Now, those are movies people will pay to see.
Oh,
I know we have many copies ourselves. Now, I'm trying to think if you guys want the surprising news that somebody actually gave a bad review to Black Panther, or do we want to talk about Spielberg?
Now let's hear about the racist first.
All right. So now we've all heard of the website The Telegraph. It's a website out of the UK. They talk about all sorts of things, and they gave Black Panther: Wakanda Forever a 1 out of 5 star with murky and meaningless visual effects. Marvel's turgid sequel pales in comparison to the Chadwick Boseman original.
Well, yeah,
this just sounds like
that was
honest.
always going to do that.
It's crushingly disappointing, but perhaps also foreseeable. And they talk about how the passing of Chadwick Boseman leaves a big hole in this film. So, as things have worked out, the word plot barely applies to Black Panther: Wakanda Forever. The film is bookended by some sweet in memoriam material. First, T'Challa's funeral, in which the Wakandans line the capital streets with white ceremonial raiment, and a later low-key beach scene in which Shuri and Nakia grieve. Okay, that's cool. They get upset because of the future of the thing. With respect to no one's ongoing claim to wait and see if it's worth it, this Namor is dull, a grandstanding nitwit with whom the films continually mistakes for a noble outsider and his subjects, blue-skinned and bespeckled in a skimpy, bearded garb. Look more like the attendees at an Avatar fan convention than a proud seafaring warrior tribe. Their on-again, off-again quarrel with the Wakandans relates to a brilliant young American engineer called Riri Williams, but only really makes sense as a screenwriting contrivance. Riri's own heroic alter ego is Ironheart, essentially an age, race, and gender-swapped successor to Iron Man, who keeps her homemade suit of armor stashed in a warehouse downtown, safely under the radar of local law enforcement. As written here, though the poor lass is an uninspiring blank slate.
Wow. So she's comic book accurate.
There you go, folks. We all asked for comic book accurate films, and we're finally getting that with Wakanda Forever. If you thought Ironheart sucked in the book, wait till you see the film.
Well, that's disappointing that they would give her a 1 of those out of 5. Because I mean, personally, I felt that Shuri was the greatest character of the entire first movie, and I mean, I can't even say it with a straight face. No, this movie was never going to be able to live up anywhere close to the first one because the entire Black Panther character was made by Chadwick Boseman. He was great in Civil War. The Black Panther movie, aside from the bullshit that wasn't really making a whole lot of sense, outside of him and that dude that was part of that like fucking mountain tribe group, that was like the only good parts of that entire fucking movie. And you were never, ever going to be able to replace Chadwick Boseman. So why the fact that they even bothered to try just shows you how stupid they think we are, and that we will just go and just slap our money down for anything that has the word Marvel on it, much like Disney thinks when anything comes out of Lucasfilm that has Star Wars on it, that we'll just go and pay and scream about how great it is. They should just not have made the movie. They should have said, Chadwick Boseman's dead. We'll give him a tribute piece in the next Marvel film and, say something about it if we bring any Avengers back together about how, he died. But we should just not try to catch the lightning in the bottle for the second time because it's not going to work. Instead, they pushed through with this. They did exactly what I said they were going to do. And yeah, it's I'm not going to go watch it because I'm racist, but that's just me. I can't speak for everybody else, but honestly, who wanted this movie?
Nobody really wanted this movie.
Al Sharpton's probably the only one that wanted this movie.
Shit, maybe. He probably would have bitched that they were wearing white in the memorial scene, I guess. But tell me I'm wrong.
Well, if they wore black, you wouldn't be able to see them.
Well, it's during the day, as I understand, so you should be able to. But for reals, the MCU thought, and they've been proven wrong now consecutively, They thought that they had everybody locked in after the first 3 phases and that people were just going to keep coming back for more and everything was going to hit like Endgame. They got lucky with No Way Home because of the nostalgia bait. The movie itself is fine and really only fine because of Toby and Andrew in the third act, in the last part of the third act, really, because the first 2 acts of that movie are a mess. The first Black Panther only did as well as it did because it was still part of the first 3 phases. It was still leading up towards something big. It was a character that people got latched onto, as you said, from Civil War, because Chadwick Boseman had an awesome performance as the character. And as you said before, he was literally the only truly standout thing about that first film. Otherwise, okay, it's got a cookie cutter plot and some really bad CGI in the end. Like, that's not much else I can say about the movie other than, okay, they did a really great job with the costuming and the sound.
Yeah.
Fine. On a technical level, great. Congratulations. Just about any movie can do that. But this is supposed to be a comic book movie. And to do a follow-up like they did with this, without what made the first one, I will use air quotes here, good, or at least watchable, is just their arrogance at this point. And they've lost the plot when it comes to comic book films, because even with something like Winter Soldier, which is about as deep in terms of going into real world issues, or at least themes, and using allegory as you're going to get with a comic book film and still keep it good. And I would argue that Winter Soldier is possibly the best MCU film, next to like the first Iron Man. Those are my top 2 anyway. They now have thrown out the fun part. They just thrown out the whole idea that these are comic book characters at the end of the day. We don't need to be telling comic book stories that are fun, because people aren't going to the theater to have a fun time in their minds. And instead, we're just going to use these characters for sanctimonious proselytizing to their audience. And it ends up, you get an incoherent plot and you get a film that just isn't fun.
Yeah.
Nobody cares. Nobody's invested.
Yeah. Phase 4 essentially is like the Pro Bowl. You know, you're invested in the football season, and the Super Bowl happens, and then the Pro Bowl used to be after the Super Bowl and nobody cared. Or if you're not into football, it's kind of like if when you go to school and you get enough credits to graduate, but you're still only partway through your senior year and you have to go through the motions for the following several months, knowing full well that there's no reason for you to be there, but you have to be, or else they'll be dicks about things and you won't get to like graduate or some shit like that. That's what Phase 4 is really all about. There's really no reason for it to exist, because you had the buildup from the beginning of this is where we're going. We're going to use all these movies to tell the story and introduce these characters and build the arc to get all the way up to the Infinity War with Thanos. This is where we're going. It's going to take us 20-something movies to get there in like 10 years, but we're going to get there. And everybody was invested. It's like, fuck yes, we have an end game. We know, literally and figuratively speaking, we know where we're going. And that's the destination point. You know, it's like if you go on a road trip, you want to get to where you're going. And then once you get there and you have the fun, no one says, hey, let's drive another 6 hours up the highway. Fuck no, we're not doing that. We wanted to get here. And we're here and we enjoyed it. Now we just want to go back to the beginning again. Let's go home and then we'll plan for our next one. There is no plan for this one.
No, there isn't. They're shooting from the hip.
Yeah,
they're shooting from the hip without the skill to do so. Yeah. It's really sad, because the only way that you maintain momentum from something like, even though Endgame does not hold up on repeat viewings, if you are trying to maintain any level of that momentum that you had from those first 3 phases and that high that you're coming off of from that climax there with the Infinity War and Endgame 2-parter, you have to maintain the characters that people got invested with to begin with. You're throwing them out with both hands now, and you're trying to push characters that people weren't buying their merch, people weren't buying their comics. Now you're going to try and make them the crux and the cornerstone of your cinematic universe? Are you kidding me? Nobody's interested. Nobody cares. Look at the numbers.
Yeah, there's nothing that they're building to. It'd be one thing if like the first Phase 4 movie that came out, there was like a tease to where it's going, no matter who it is. Like, say they wanted to, since now they have Sony, they could, tease Doctor Doom. Okay. Oh, so then you get in people invested. It's like, oh, we're gonna get the Fantastic Four, maybe with the Silver Surfer, maybe we're gonna get this person, maybe we're gonna get this person.
The only thing they did to hit at the Fantastic Four was bring in John Krasinski just to get him turned into spaghetti in freaking Madness of the Multiverse.
Huh.
That's horrible. That's a horrible use of that. That's something people actually wanted to see. People were excited for that potential, and then that's what they got.
Yeah, it's like in the first one, there was a plan. You could see it. You knew where it was going, and the people were coming to the movies. They were invested in the grand scheme of where everything was going, the road that you were on, the journey we were all taking. There is nothing like that here. So they're taking for granted that the fact that what made the MCU so damn successful is that you got people to buy in. You got the investment. You got the people that came to see the movies and were like, oh, this is awesome. Oh, they just introduced Ant-Man. Oh, yeah, this is going to be fucking cool. Oh, here comes, the next character. Oh, we're going to get the fucking Avengers to go to war with each other. We're going to have civil war. We're going to get, all this stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like we all know where it's going because even with the Guardians, when they brought the Guardians in, they were going after one of the fucking gems. It's like, we know what's happening. All this stuff is taking place in all these different parts. But it's connected, and we know the map, we know the journey, we know where we're heading, and I'm invested. I'm going to keep going to the movies. I'm going to keep watching them because I know where it's going, and I'm excited to get there.
Well, that's something that the first three phases was actually quite good at. Regardless of how you feel about any of the films, they were actually very good about making it feel like a bunch of single titles in comic books that were all pointing towards this same end game, the same goal, because they would layer in things either throughout the main plot of a film, or they would tease things towards the end or in the end credits, and it would all end up being this mostly coherent thing that we, as you said, we know we're going towards Thanos.
Mm-hmm.
We know that that's what the end game of this plan is. There's no plan now, Phase 4 moving forward. Or at least they certainly haven't hinted at anything that looks like one, resembles one in any shape or form. Because, okay, so Loki, that abysmal show, brings in Kang. Okay. So you're telling me we're going for that? With who? Who's left that I'm supposed to give a damn about going up against this guy? Stretchy McGee, Kamala Khan?
Oof.
Or they didn't even get her powers right. She's basically Green Lantern now. Or Captain Marvel, Captain People, Ant-Man. Don't get me wrong. I like Paul Rudd, but he's not going to be able to carry this thing on his shoulders.
No, be fair. Paul Rudd can carry this on his shoulders. Paul Rudd is a national treasure and a gem, and I would really appreciate if you didn't say a bad word about Paul Rudd. I will cut you.
I didn't say a bad thing about him. I said I like him. But I'm sorry. He's not carrying the MCU on his back. He's the
Do you realize how strong ants are, sir?
I do. I also understand Ant-Man's powers, but it doesn't matter. That's not the character that you center. Look, they hit gold when they were able to start and kick off the whole MCU with Iron Man. Ant-Man would be a real stretch.
I'd fucking watch it. I love Ant-Man. I love Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd is a treasure.
I'm glad you think so. I agree with you. I just don't think that that's what audiences are going to buy into.
Name a time you were unhappy watching Paul Rudd do anything. I didn't think so.
You're arguing against a point I'm not making.
Or disagreeing with.
It's not the point. The point is I have to put over Paul Rudd because of how great he is, regardless. So anyway, back to the main point. Yes, there's nothing going on. They literally have us going nowhere. Like, I can speak for myself and Nick, who's not here right now. And once Endgame was over, we were done. It's like, we did it. We got here. Oh, they're making new movies. Well, I don't need to go see these right now. I'm totally okay with not watching these right now. But if they would have teased something, or they would have laid the groundwork towards where it was going to go, then my interest would have got re-peaked back into things, because then I would be back on board. I'd be like, oh, okay, so we're on another journey again. This will be good. we can see where it's going. Because like even with the first time around in the MCU, I got bogged down after a while because at some point 2 or 3 movies a year was just a little too much of all that stuff. And sometimes it felt like they were putting stuff out there just to keep you, just throwing you a bone, just to keep you hungry, to keep going towards the end. And it was just like, this is starting to kind of burn me out a little bit,
Sure.
Whatever.
But at the end of the day, the movies themselves were still mostly fun once you did get around to seeing them. And you could, even if you only watched it once, I think with only a couple of exceptions, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I watched that. I had a decent time. I had a good time. I didn't feel like I wasted my time. But we don't have that now. Now, instead of having at least a one-off fun comic book flick that, you pop some popcorn and have a beer. No, now we've got them preaching sanctimonious BS at us and shoving that down our throats.
Yeah.
That are, supposed to be comic book characters are now, at least the movies are supposed to be, fighting against their perceived societal ills. I don't care about that. I don't, at least not insofar as my comic books or my movies that are based on comic books. Not like this.
Maybe that's the end game for phase 4 or 5 or 6 is being able to strike out and fight back and defeat their enemy, which is us, the whole racist, misogynist people of the world.
Well, this movie was going to defeat racism, is what this was going to do.
Well, Black Panther already defeated racism. This one was going to just completely bury it and stomp its ass into the dirt.
Well, now if this one doesn't do well, now we're all going to be labeled racist again.
True, which is why we need Cody Rhodes back on TV.
Which is funny because wasn't it that one? There was that one bitch on TikTok that was telling white people, "Don't go see Black Panther 2. Buy a ticket and give it to a black person." Like, so are you telling me that I can't go see the movie, but then when the movie fails, who's that on?
Well, that's still on you because you were supposed to buy that ticket to give it to a black person to go see it. So that way you were still giving it to. Wow, that's okay. Whew, all right. So we're going that way, are we? There's a really bad joke I can make right now about work boots. So, yeah, no, that's the thing. It's like, and it goes back. I mean, that's like the time-honored tradition in American society over the last several years is alienate most of the audience and tell them not to go see your movie because it's not for them. Then when your movie, and then when your movie fails, immediately get on whatever voice box you've got, anywhere you can just project out and scream at the people about why the fuck didn't they go see your movie.
It's like, well, you told me not to. I was just doing what you said.
That's right. The G4 effect.
Yeah, it is exactly what that is. We don't want you here. Okay, bye.
Thanks, but no thanks. Okay. Now, when I stepped away real quick, I could still hear it because I had my earbud in. What do you think this movie's going to make this weekend, guys? You think it's going to... Oh, I think it'll beat Black Adam many times over because Black Adam's not that big of a hit. But I don't really...
Well, it also doesn't have as recognizable of a character. This one at least has the name Black Panther in it, so people are familiar with the name. Like, Black Adam, like, that's reaching into the comic books, for non-comic book readers anyway.
Yeah, so the first Black Adam thing I ever really saw was an old DC animated short. I think it was titled Superman versus Black Adam. Or maybe it was Superman Shazam or something like that. It's not that old.
It's all three of them. Yeah, that was in the early 2010s, I think.
Okay.
Early or mid 2010s.
You're right, 100%, 2010 right here. So that was my first introduction to the character in a different medium. I had read books where the character was in it, but I would not call myself a Black Adam expert. I could have picked them out of a crowd because I knew Shazam or Captain Marvel, Billy Batson's his name, and I knew Black Adam was the rival. That's about as much as I knew about Captain Marvel, the real Captain Marvel, or let me rephrase it, the original Captain Marvel back then. But Wakanda Forever is coming out in November, and The Eternals came out last November, and that's the biggest MCU flop, I believe. So I don't know if it's something to do with months or what is that, but Black Panther 2 is, why didn't they put it in February like they did the first time?
Was the first one in February?
Yep.
I can't remember, honestly. I only saw that one once, and I was like, Okay.
I saw it the first night it came out because we did a review for it, and then I don't need the fucking 2018. I was trying to get confirmation for the release date because I knew February 16th. I knew it came out in Black History Month. It was the most pointed marketing ever. Yeah.
I forgot about that. You're right. That was like the most on the nose thing. That was like that was almost, and you know what? Not even almost. That was like strong arm marketing is what that was. Like, you have to go see this because this is coming out during Black History Month. So not only are they getting, everybody that shares that skin tone hyped for it, but now if white people don't go see it, you bad.
Well, so I'm not going. I'm healing on the entire black community by not going to see Black Panther Part 2.
So the projections for this film between 175 and 185 million dollars stateside, and it looks like a worldwide start of $365 million. So it makes the third biggest debut. Yeah, right behind Spider-Man and Doctor Strange.
I don't know. I really don't know.
They also, this is from Deadline, they also expect Wakanda Forever to be the top movie for a while. So, yeah. Things aren't looking too hot out in theater land right now anyway.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really much coming out that I'm incredibly enthused for to begin with. Certainly nothing from Marvel. I can't think of a single project from Marvel that I'm actually looking forward to. Because, like Kendo said, after Endgame, I was like, all right, yeah, I'm good. We made it. Finished the race. I'm going to take a breather.
At the end of the day, I just want to have a good time and enjoy a movie. And I don't have any issue. Like, see, folks, I was working on a video about Black Panther, and it was hard to get through it because I said the thing I wanted to say at the beginning. I was like, how do you stretch this out? How do you talk about it? It's just so frustrating that a character that I liked enough to have owned a couple of comic books, an action figure over the years. Like, Black Panther was always cool as a Marvel Avenger. That's where I see him in my mind. Black Panther is an Avengers character. He showed up in the 60s. He stayed around for a while. He's part of the team with some of their great stories, and he's featured heavily. He's drawn regularly by my favorite artist, John Buscema. So it's like the character was always, a part of my comic book love.
Sure.
I want to be able to watch this character like I used to, without Chadwick Boseman there, without all the fun stuff. Black Panther is just kind of, I don't want to say a dead character because I'm not trying to make fun of Chadwick Boseman, but like I don't think they can do anything after this one. There's not.
Well, now it's just branding. That's all that's left.
Yeah.
You don't have Black Panther. And to be clear, for all of the bullshit that people throw around about this character, it's a mantle. Anybody can be this character. No, you're fucking wrong. There's actually a very small percentage of characters that a mantle for their hero title actually makes any damn sense. Black Panther is one of them. It's literally written into the lore. However, the issue here is we didn't get enough with Chadwick Boseman to feel like, okay, passing the torch makes sense. So nothing against Letitia Wright, but the character of Shuri hasn't earned this. She was kind of an obnoxious twat in the first Black Panther. And like, I was trying to be nice. And then she wasn't really much different in the last two movies. And so like, I'm supposed to really care about her taking up the mantle of the Black Panther?
So like she's the obnoxious twat Panther.
Well, that's a story that you can make work. There's a story there to be told, but it just hasn't been earned. So I don't believe it. Like, the most you're going to get out of me is I feel bad that she lost her brother. But that alone doesn't make her worthy of picking up the title. You know?
No, it doesn't.
This isn't the same as Barry Allen sacrificing his life to save the entire multiverse against the Anti-Monitor in Crisis on Infinite Earths. And then my boy Wally, #BestFlash, stepping into his boots, literally, and then having to earn being the new Flash. because he's got this huge legacy to live up to, and people started out not liking him until he earned it. But this isn't the same thing.
No, it's not. And by the way, you brought up the Flash. I was talking to somebody the other day and telling him how cool it was that in Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Flash becomes the lightning bolt that eventually, or was the thing that struck him in the very beginning, creating this weird time loop. I love that. It's so fucking cool to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That might be my absolute favorite Flash moment, because Crisis on Infinite Earths is awesome. My buddy Joel, we bring him. Oh, I never did tell you the Joel joke. I'll tell you later, Kendo, at the end of the show. But he got me into a lot of DC stuff. And Crisis on Infinite Earths was the book. He's like, you have to buy this. Don't ask. Just buy it, and you'll thank me later. I really liked it. I got into George Perez. I got into a lot of great stuff because of that book. And the Flash became... I can't say he wasn't on my radar before, because I grew up with a Flash action figure. Everybody knew he was the fastest man alive and all this stuff. But that was the first Flash story that I was into.
Yeah, now the Flash is the fastest non-binary to evade the law repeatedly.
Jesus, yeah, I don't want to. That's a hard thing to think about.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have a very special guest, the birthday boy. He has joined us.
Speaking of Black Panther,
baby. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, do not adjust your television sets, your earbuds, or the older white woman in your bedroom. It is me, the man with the tan and the original plan, or however the fuck that goes. Woo! Happy birthday, me.
Happy birthday to you.
Sir.
You're almost in that dinner? Cougar territory.
That's right. It was good, man. It was good. Hell, secretly, she just took us to the MSU hockey game. I was just fucking hassling the damn goalie the entire time, wrestling fan style. Everybody got into it. I'm kind of a big deal. Just little stuff.
Who are they playing?
Ohio State.
Oh, nice. Did you guys win?
We did. They scored 2 goals in the third, and the boys actually got real excited. And then, of course, everyone started hassling the goalie words afterwards, because my kids were like, damn, he might be kind of fucking cool. I was like, bet your asses I'm cool. 2 goals in the third. Let's fucking go, MSU. Go green.
Go white.
Oh, yeah. Guns up.
Man, I'm having flashbacks to my old MSU days. What was the ice house called? It has like a name, right?
Oh, yeah, Munn Arena.
Munn, thank you. I couldn't remember that place. Had a lot of fun there.
Yeah,
now,
man,
Dion,
good times.
Besides wishing you a happy birthday, buddy, the word of the day is something that you absolutely love. Would you like to take a guess? It's MILF.
Yep, I can dig it.
Yeah. You're a bowling ball, buddy. That's right up your alley. Oh, yeah. I'll see myself out.
Let's go.
Dion, we're talking about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. We were just getting ready to close out the segment. We're trying to guess the box office. Do you think this movie is going to be a billion-dollar picture?
I do not. I think it's going to get close to. I'm guessing it's going to be, barely to, and be one of those things where they go the almost billion-dollar movie. But yeah, I'm thinking it'll crack 980, but I think it's gonna come just fucking short because China ain't watching because they don't like us Negroes.
It's true. Hey, Jeff, you should tell Dion that article we just went over what they gave the rating they gave to What Are Those Panther.
Dion, the Telegraph gave it a 1 out of 5 stars.
Really?
Yeah. Somebody was racist enough to put that in print.
Is that kind of been the reaction? Oh, the typical racist media doesn't want to give the film a chance. Blah 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 blah.
Well, would you guys like to? Because I did a little more research while we were on air. When we think of the typical racist media, we think of like bullshit websites, like they say Fox News and stuff like that. Would you like to hear what website had the audacity to call this movie out on its bullshit?
Yes.
I know it ain't Vox.
It's fucking TuckerCarlson.com. I know it.
Time
Probably
Magazine.
is. Really?
Wow.
Yeah. This is what Time Magazine had to say. I actually have a couple negative excerpts to pull up because, folks, not like we want this movie to fail. It's not like we hate anything. We've discussed our critiques, our problems, whatever with Disney Marvel. So now we're just going to have some fun. So, folks, enjoy. So this is what Time has to say. Ticking boxes isn't the same as pulling magic, or even just insight from thin air. The sad reality is that the show must go on, and without Chadwick Boseman, it's just more of the same. Our job is to pretend it's enough.
Ooh.
Time magazine.
Ooh.
That is
wow.
That is oof.
Okay, Time. I see you trying to kind of come back away from the pendulum. All right. Interesting.
Even Time magazine. Damn.
Right.
That's
Now,
shocking.
I don't know what the history of this is, but this is from the Daily Telegraph, but the review is pretty damning. A near 3-hour endurance run of gloomy photography and turgidly staged, emotionally empty two-way conversations, all seemingly designed to slap casts and viewers' combined will to live.
Oof.
Damn.
That's kind of brutal.
That's not holding back.
No.
Or if it is holding back, what the hell were your actual thoughts?
No, I'm with you about that. Some of these reviews, like this one, says, a hearty start, the film sputters in its second half, dragging through its bloated runtime on a way to its once overblown and underwhelming finale. Detroit News.
Ooh, that's from Detroit, too. That's a fucking haymaker. I like it.
Yeah. So
I'm legitimately shocked.
I'm happy, though. I just want honesty out of any of these things. That's all.
That's true. I mean,
we've been lacking honesty in our media, especially with regards to, reviews of these things, because it feels like, obviously all the access media, the shill sites, they're calling it in a way that is favorable at the very least, so they continue to have their access. Because, what company wants to continue to give free access to a review site or review publication that shits on their product,
which is true. And if you're any one of those media outlets and you're hearing this right now, you give us the right amount of money and press passes, we will shill anything you ask us to.
Yes, absolutely.
We'll take a couple Teslas, Elon. Just putting that out
right there. As long as that check has enough zeros on there, I will sell anything.
At least you're honest.
Yeah. Kendo, sell a t-shirt for us. Where can folks go?
If they go to shopwcbs.com, they can buy all sorts of great shit. They can buy t-shirts. They can buy Dion Green official cock rings. They can buy...
Wait, what?
Oh, you clearly haven't been to Shop WCBS. And folks, if you also haven't been to Shop WCBS like this fucking you, what you need to do is you need to go to Shop WCBS today. You need to buy yourself a pint glass you can drink with the boys whenever we're on or not on the air. You need to get a t-shirt so you can rep your favorite podcast in public. And you need to get yourself a Dion Green official cock rings. That way, whenever you're giving it to the old lady, if you got one, or maybe some chick you just met, or dude, we don't judge here. You've got the power of the green man, the birthday boy, on your dick.
Brother.
ShopWCBS.com.
Yeah. You know we're going to have to make those now, right? People are going to be like, can I get a Dion Green cock ring? Be like, well, fuck, now we got to... Who do we get on the phone for this
yours
one?
truly.
That was a truly unique plug.
Wait till next year for the plugs. Don't worry. They're coming.
Yes. Folks, are you going bald? Is it a little thinner up there? Don't call Hims. Call WCBS. We've got the official WCBS hair plugs. Put this shit on. They'll never know it's not real. Merkins just sold separately.
Just ask Chavo Guerrero. So, Dion, we have finally found a listener who went to college the same time we did.
Okay.
We got somebody, the Zesty Car says, I went to MSU, graduated in 2013, which means the Zesty Car went to college with us at the same time. So,
oh shit,
Zesty Car could have walked by us. Who knows? Zesty Car could have been in one of our classes.
Yeah, he'd been a freshman when no, he graduated in 2013. So no, 2009. Okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah. 2 years after me. Okay. Yeah.
That's right, folks. We are all college graduates. So if you ever are told you listen to a bunch of uneducated douchebags, that's only true on other channels.
Yeah. We'll pull out our diplomas.
Yeah,
that is true on other channels.
You want to plug your channel while you're at it?
Me?
Yeah, Caffeinated Wolf.
Perfect time.
Yeah.
Well,
We're talking about other channels.
I don't do shit on YouTube except for hang out with these fine gentlemen, but I do stream games over on Twitch throughout the week, so you can catch me over there just about every other day doing either community streams with Smash Brothers, Pokemon, or Mario Kart, or solo streams. I do a lot of JRPGs or action RPGs. So that's where I tend to do most of my interneting.
See, there you go, folks. So if you're hanging out and you want to watch somebody play video games and hang out and have a good time, go see that guy. He'll take good care of you. Be in the comment section, say whatever you want, regardless of whether or not it's true. He's happy to have you there.
Yes, lie to me. Lie to me. Tell me you're enjoying yourself.
Tell me I'm the only channel you watch.
Caffeinated's fucking bar game is off the charts. I seen it. I was there.
Mm-hmm.
I
saw it all.
appreciate you.
With a tear in his eye.
He's like the Ric Flair of YouTube.
You don't know.
Oh, dude, speaking of Ric Flair, yesterday I got an ad on Uber Eats for Ric Flair's wings. Have you heard of that place?
Oh, yes, I have, because I
forgot about that shit.
I was listening to I actually went back and listened to a fucking Concast today for the first time in fucking ages, and it was Folia's Pod, because I haven't not listened to the Folia's Pod show yet. And I was like, I like Mick. I want to see what Mick's got to say. And in the 2 hours, it was the Montreal Screwjob episode. And I'm just going to go on record right now as to say, if I never have to hear about the fucking Montreal Screwjob again for the rest of my life, I can die happy. And I wasn't even there. I was 14 years old watching it on TV. So that's how much they've done this shit to death over the last fucking quarter of a century. It was nice hearing Foley's perspective on all of it, because I've never actually heard him tell his story about the whole thing. But I will also say this. Yes, there was an ad for Ric Flair's wings. He wooed through all of it because he needs that money so he can not have to keep coming out of retirement to pay for his divorces. But I was also very, very taken by the fact that in this 2 hour show, Jeff, there was only like 4 ad breaks.
Yeah, that's an episode I'm actually listening to.
Yeah.
Dude, Folia's Pod's better than fucking the other ones.
I'm enjoying the shit out of it. I'm like, I think I need to subscribe. I'm not going to go back to the Concasting, but I do think I'm going to listen to some Folia's Pod. I've got a big road trip coming up in about a week or so. I can't wait. Home, back to Camp Kendo. Not only back to Camp Kendo for the whole week, I'm going to be by myself. No wife, no child, peace and fucking quiet. It's going to be great. I can't wait. And
you lucky man.
I know. I'm so excited. It's like, this is what I've suffered for the last 5 months, is to get a week away by myself. And yeah, I'm going to download some of those. I'm going to road trip. Dion, there's a podcast. I'm going to look it up right now that you would actually be interested in while I'm talking about it. It is the Kelsey brothers, and it's called New Heights with Jason and Travis Kelsey. Those boys got personality. So give that a listen to when you get a chance, Dion. And I don't remember. Oh, yeah. It was a Comcast, and it only had a couple of ad breaks. I wasn't told not to drink and drive. I was told not to race trains. It was nice. I liked it.
Who told you not to race trains?
Conrad. He tells me like every 10 minutes, don't race a fucking train.
Why the hell
Yeah,
not?
Andrew,
because Nimitza says not to, yo.
It's a real commercial. What happens, Andrew, is like they're on this podcast. We'll talk wrestling, and then like mid-sentence, it becomes an ad, and the guy goes, "Just don't risk it. Don't race a train."
Yeah.
Brought to you by Nitsa, and then it just ends. It's the most jarring thing ever.
Yeah, the drinking and driving ones are even better. It's like you'll be hearing these guys talk about fucking Bad Blood like 1997, and then get to the point where like fucking Kane shows up and goes to rip the fucking cage door off, and all of a sudden you hear it because I was like, "Yeah, I had a few drinks, but you think you're okay to drive. What's the worst could happen? You lose your license, you get in a wreck, you kill somebody. Don't drink and drive." It's like, whoa, oh. I
So
just
it
wanted to
gets
hear about the
real
debut of
fast.
Kane. Yes. I wanted to hear about the mayor of Tennessee, Knox County, Tennessee, Glenn Jacobs, ripping the fucking door off the cage and beating the shit out of his kayfabe brother.
Brother dude.
Mm-hmm. Brother dude Jack.
What do you think Hulk Hogan's up to right now?
I would say probably about his third bottle of vodka and Bubba the Love Sponge's wife.
Oh,
Damn.
I mean, he did beat Gawker, so I'm proud of that.
That's true. He went in there and said, "Listen up, dude, brother Jack. Hulk Hogan's penis is 10 inches long, but Terry Bollea's is not. Trust me, you ever want to see your childhood heroes in a light you'd never want to see them in? Watch the Hulk Hogan trial.
It changed how I saw the
testimony on penis size between him and his character.
That's
he won.
It's true.
Now, Andrew, I know you won't be here super long, but I wanted to get this out there real quick before you do have to step away. James Cameron, remember how we talked about Avatar the other day on the show as well as last week on the podcast?
Yeah.
James Cameron has a plan if Avatar 2 fails.
Does he? Is it cancel 3, 4, and 5?
It's essentially jump ahead to the third movie and just end the story. He says, I'm trying to pull up the tab, but he essentially said that he wrote these in a different time, and if the pandemic has changed everything, he has a way to tell the end of the story. And so
he's already prepared for its potential failure.
Yes.
Even though there's supposed to be 5 movies?
Well, he announced that there was going to be 5 of them, back in like 2010 or 2009? The first one came out in like 2009, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
And it's taken him this long to come out with number 2?
Well, he was really busy crying over Slamilton.
I'm sorry. Like, the first movie's really pretty on a 4K TV, and it looked and sounded great in IMAX, but I don't have enough of a give a damn to sit through 4 more of them. Like, the story for the first one was fine. It was nothing incredibly deep. It was like, okay, this is kind of paint by numbers. Okay, entertaining enough, fine, whatever. One off. And that's how I viewed the movie. I never, not once, thought to myself, you know what I need? I need 4 more of these bitches.
No one thought that. And that's why we're all really surprised when, like, 85 years later, we're getting ready to go watch, Avatar 63.
It's the only movie that's left on the planet. We don't even go to movie theaters anymore. We go to Avatar theaters, and we just sit there and watch James Cameron's next film. And the guy's been dead for 40 years. That's the crazy part. This is Robo Cameron.
At this rate, he's going to be dead before he finishes number 3.
Yeah.
He is old.
I mean, he's at a movie every 13-year clip. That's not a good thing when you're already like 68.
Yeah, the math is not on your side, dude.
Right, yeah. The lifespan, or human lifespan has increased substantially over his lifetime, but not by that much. Okay?
No,
we're not dying when we're 65 anymore. We're living into our 80s and 90s regularly.
Well, we still see people dying in their late 60s. It still happens. It's, not as common, but still. Like, dude, why are you still moving forward with this plan?
So my question is this: like, if
because money.
Well, there's that. Yes, that, and he's trying to get back at his ex-wife. But here's the thing: what happened?
An Oscar, by the way.
That's true.
Hurt Locker, starring Jeremy Renner.
We saw that at MSU.
2000. What was it? 2005.
No, 11.
What's the one that destroyed the Pride movement by beating Brokeback Mountain? Was that the Hurt Locker?
Milk? No, Hurt Locker is like from
Hurt Locker came
10
out like
years
09.
ago.
Yeah.
It was the same year as Avatar.
Okay. So I just remember when Brokeback Mountain was a thing, and everyone was like, it's going to be the best movie ever. And then it didn't win, and everybody got like very upset. This was pre-Twitter days, I think, so the blue check marks weren't existing to scream about it. But here's the thing. What's he going to do? So if this one fails, he's just going to push on to the third one and end the story. Like, how's he going to end the story? Is it going to be like, oh, yeah, the white people of Earth, colonized this planet and, made them their dominion? It's like, okay, I could believe that because there's plenty of proof of that happening. But at the same time, it's like, you gave us a story that was a ripoff of a bunch of other fucking stories and called it Avatar, now in 3D. And then you waited a long fucking time, and then you came out and said, by the way, I've got number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, all in the chamber, ready to fucking unload all over your screens.
Yeah, I don't need any of that blue gack all over my screen. I'm good.
It's like, it's kind of like George Lucas with the prequels. It's like, he's like, oh, I've always had these stories in my head. These were already there. They were always there. And it's like, no, motherfucker, when you re-release those movies in theaters and re-release the special editions, and you saw how successful they were. Then you went and you did a lot of fucking drugs over the course of a weekend and wrote those first 3 movies. Nobody's buying the fact you claim to have this entire time. I feel like that's what happened here, except for there was no success of a re-release of Avatar that people were clamoring for that made him do it. One day, James Cameron woke up and they said, James, what do you feel like doing today? You want to go look at the fucking Titanic again on the bottom of the ocean or whatever? And he's like, I think I'm going to go and take a page out of the David Carradine playbook. And before he died of choking himself while he was jacking it, he had a vision, and it was blue because he was fucking slowly dying. And he decided that he was going to make more Avatar movies. That's my opinion piece. James Cameron, don't sue me, sue somebody else.
Would you like to hear what he said?
Yes.
He's being quoted by Slash Film. He says, the market could be telling us we're done in 3 movies, or we might be semi-done, meaning, okay, let's complete the story within movie 3 and not go on endlessly, if it's not just profitable. We're in a different world now than we were when I wrote this stuff. It's a 1-2 punch, pandemic and streaming, Cameron said, or conversely, maybe we'll remind people that going to the theater is all about what the theater is all about. This film definitely does that. Question is, how many people give a shit now?
That is a great question.
He said give a shit?
The answer is none of us gave a shit.
Yeah, dude. I mean,
he earns a little bit of respect points with me. I mean, because that's not a easy thing to say with a dude that has the ego the size of James Cameron's. So that all being said, I mean, it makes me laugh even harder because they clearly were trying to remind people of it, like, the movie that started it all is coming to motherfucking theaters again. See it if you kind of want to, and then, you're releasing these fucking trailers and all this. So it is very funny that he has a fucking plan B, when he's so certain that this movie is so great. Because especially if you're, all the shit that him and Scorsese's been talking, hey, if you're making a good movie, it's timeless, blah, 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 blah. So so that's essentially him admitting, hey, this is a money grab. Like, I wrote this from back in the day. It might not translate well, but if it's this great movie, the time period shouldn't fucking matter, So I like that he tried to give himself a way out after, subtly trying to say that, if this cash grab don't work, well, I'm just gonna end this shit in 3.
I love the way that you framed that. He had to remind people that this movie existed. Yeah, because people forgot because nobody gave a shit anymore.
Exactly. That's how they make that fucking ride. Yeah.
I think we're burying the lead here. Dion, is that you accepting the fact that this movie's coming out?
Oh, hell no. This dude just he has a plan B. Listen, I am excited. I'm waiting for the news. Avatar 2 has been pushed to go fuck yourself. I'm gonna celebrate like the Lions actually won the Super Bowl because goddamn it, me getting this bet right is the closest thing we ever get into that shit. So I'm gonna celebrate like it's the real thing. Fuck you, Cameron. I can see between the lines. Mama ain't raised no dummy.
And if it does come out,
well then I'm gonna like that scene in Hustle and Flow, not Hustle and Flow, but I can't remember the movie where he owes the dude a bet and he goes to give it and he just drops it on the ground and goes, there you go, and just walks away. That's what I'm gonna do to Jesse. Oh yeah, I got it. Here you go, I got it in 5s. You're welcome.
Just give it to her in 1s. Oh, give it to her in change.
I don't want to be that much of a dick. That's just it's not very useful. $100 in 1s. Come on.
It could be useful if you go to the right places, Dion.
Yeah, if you go to Deja Vu.
Yep.
It's where we met.
Hey, there's one with it. You know where it's at.
Yeah.
Maybe you should pay her in 1s. She'll get you an eighth of a lap dance.
Not
you should pay
33.
her in $2 bills.
Oh, there you go. People think it's funny money and won't take it.
I'm glad you referenced Steiner math, Andrew. You win the day, my friend.
You're welcome.
Now you have a pretty strict end time, right? You got to get going, or is it still time?
No, I don't have a strict end time.
Miss the fucking kid.
Just fucking stay here and hang out. What else you got to do?
I want him to hang out, but I thought, wait, you said, it's an hour from now, right?
No, I'm good.
What time zone are you in?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm in Central time.
Cool.
Oh, so it's only 10 o'clock. You're fine.
Well, let's continue the show then. So James Cameron's Avatar. Dion's about to lose $100 in what? A month and 7
About
days?
a month and change.
Dion, that's the worst bet you ever made, but you know what? You're a man of your word, and I know you'll stick to it.
Listen, that's how confident I was at the time. I am confident to this day, not because I think I have the end, I'm going to get it, win it, but I'm confident because that's all I got.
To be fair, in Dion's defense, when James Cameron came out and said, "Oh yeah, I've got all these stories. We're gonna have Avatar 2, 3, 4, and 5. You'll see." I was with Dion on that one. I'm like, this ain't ever fucking happening. Okay, he's just trying to come up with something because Dark Fate was such a fucking turd. Turns out James Cameron was doing a lot more than just beating off to the fucking wreckage of the Titanic underneath the sea.
He's raising the bar.
Yeah, the bar was his Johnson and the fucking Titanic. If he could have sex with that boat, do you think he would?
He has.
Oh, okay, never mind.
I don't even want to. Yeah, he raises his mast to that.
Yeah, I guarantee. So we're going to go ahead and go out on a limb here, and the official stance of the channel is that he is spooged somehow onto the Titanic wreckage.
Wouldn't you if you had the opportunity to?
I don't know, man. Beating off that far underneath the ocean, just... There's going to be somebody else there in the little capsule with you, so it's going to be awkward as shit. And if it's a chick, it's even more awkward as shit because you're like, oh, if it's another dude, you're beating up for a dude, that's okay. But if the chick's there and you're like, I'm not going to do anything with you. I'm going to beat off to this boat. That's even fucking weirder, okay? And then, like, do you have to, like, put it in the little chute so the robot arm can dump it on the boat? What if it floats away? What if one of those lampreys eats it? There's some weird things. Don't
giving this a lot of thought.
No, actually, I haven't. It's all coming to me right now. The idea that just going 3 miles on down, and then it takes a while to get down there because you can't just rocket ship down there, and then you can't come up real quick or you'll get the bends, and you don't want that shit. It just don't go down to wreckages of boats and beat off. That's just weird, folks. But I mean, if that's what you're into,
there's your places to do that.
Yeah, like
where are the boats? Oh, you're talking about because he's obsessed with the Titanic. I got it.
Yeah, there you go, Dion. There you go. Hang on, catch up. There you go. There you go, buddy.
I was like, what the fuck are you? Oh yeah.
Dion's like imagining James Cameron at some like fucking boat dock, just like fucking hammering him out to John boats.
I was like, what the fuck are you talking? Like, I was sitting here, my eyes were even squinting. I'm looking at the computer. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah.
Masturbate on the boat. I mean, I know he's weird. It's weirdly hilarious that he, totally didn't try to roofie a bunch of people while he was filming the Titanic. But what the fuck? Oh, yeah. He's really obsessed with the Titanic in real life. Yeah. Huh.
There's things to be obsessed with, and there's things to be obsessed with. And he's
to be clear, he didn't roofie someone while they were filming. Someone put like PCP or some crazy shit in the punch. So there's no proof that James Cameron did that shit. I'm just saying.
Do you think that he shagged the old woman?
Do you believe in him?
Dion, do you think he shagged that old woman in the movie?
Listen, her and James got personal. You know what I'm saying?
Now, the follow-up question is, woo-wee, Dion. If you had the chance, would you have shagged that old woman from that movie? Because I know how you are about old white women.
Now, when she was old or when she was young?
When she was old. What if she said, okay, you are going to be my black beauty, but before I ride that pony, you got to wrap this fucking giant jewel around your jewels and like puts it on your dick like a choker. Then would you do it?
I stopped listening after Black Beauty, so yeah, I'm in.
All right, cool. No judgment. I just want to know if we were above board here.
It wasn't that much of a hard sell.
No, it wasn't. Right. And you know what? I respect my friend and his proclivities.
It was a firm. It was a firm prospect. I'm like, hey, her in the nightgown at the end. What you gonna do?
Yeah. Oops. Oh yeah, spilled it all over you. Sorry, honey. I hope I didn't hurt your hip.
Just toss her over the edge of the boat when you're done.
I'll never let go, bitch.
Those bitches are drunk.
We watched that not too long ago on Pluto TV, and I can't understand why it was the biggest movie ever made. Like, the spectacle, this, and that, the romance. I'm like, God, it's so cheesy. But I guess that's where we were as a society in the 90s.
I said last week, James Cameron is just he's great at making the equivalent of pop music movies.
Yeah.
Like the dude, Terminator 2 is fucking awesome. Terminator's awesome. I know what was it? Abyss was another James Cameron thing. But as he just got older, the dude's like he's great at just putting the pieces together, and Avatar just fit the bill for 2009, man. Like it just the dude, that's the only thing that can explain why fucking Terminator's gotten so shitty. That he was like, because apparently he was fucking an exclusive producer, and it still fucking sucked. It's like because the dude just tries to make shit that makes money. He saw Avatar become a ride at Disney World, and he's like, you know what? I'm just gonna do that shit over and over again, so I can be fucking rich and do whatever the fuck I want.
Well, he was also making a movie that took advantage of the kind of a jump forward in certain technological respects.
Yeah,
right.
Because 3D was the huge selling point.
Exactly, and it's like to date really one of the only movies that does it decently. So it's like that was a big deal. People, go see this movie in 3D. You can see it in not 3D. It's still the same movie. That's not a big deal.
Well, and even that, like that was a puzzle piece to him. 3D. I'm James Cameron. I'm the dude. I'm the motherfucker that made Terminator 2. Give me this movie. I'll come up with a movie that, while 3D is this super popular thing, kind of popular, not cool popular, but popular because it's the future.
It was just a hype generator,
right? And we'll come out with this movie that's in the future. We'll copy some other format. We'll fucking copy the same an age-old story. People will come to watch it. They like it, and we'll release it. And let's make some motherfucking money. And he did it. And the motherfucker said Pocahontas, boom. Future, boom. Sigourney Weaver, nerds want to fuck her, boom. The dude that's yelling in all the other movies, Sam Worthington, perfect. He can yell in my movie, boom. Zoe Saldana, hey, she's that exotic-looking fine woman, boom. She won't be in it, but her computer-generated body will have nipples on it, and that's close enough. Boom. And then
I mean, that was good enough for teenage me, I guess.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like,
I was like, Zoe Saldana? Okay, yeah, all right.
Yeah. I'm in my early 20s. I'm like, all right. Or
she's green, that's still fucker.
Saldana, even though I didn't see that shit in theaters, which I'm very glad I didn't. But and the dude made $1 billion. It's like, fuck it. I'm gonna go film the fucking Titanic because I like to watch that shit as a kid, and I'm gonna make a movie on that, and then I'm gonna pretend that I'm an executive producer on stuff so I can just make a bunch more fucking money. Fuck it. I almost won an Oscar, bitch. I'm James Cameron. And that's all he's doing now. And it's like, hey, the dude is the Taylor Swift of major motion pictures. And hey, you get fucking rich being Taylor Swift.
That is true. Yeah.
Yeah, that's accurate. I mean, we're not going to play the guessing game too much on this one, but one thing I want to bring up is anybody looking for an interesting video about Avatar, check out the angry video game nerd James Rolfe. He put out a video about, is Avatar overrated? And It was interesting. I agree that Avatar's overrated, but he said, based on the thesis of the video, it comes out that like Avatar isn't overrated, it's overhyped, because his thesis is everyone asks if it's overrated, but if they treat it like that, is it actually? And I was just like, well, kind of is overrated, man. But I forgot about Avatar, really. Like, it just is so unmemorable. But he does pull out a quote from James Cameron, who mentions Dances with Wolves. So the video kind of hints that James Cameron's aware of Dances with Wolves and maybe be influenced by it. But ultimately, the nerd defends Avatar by saying Avatar copies the same way Star Wars does and other films, and like Raiders of the Lost Ark. But he says the internet was the different factor between those movies and Avatar, because people weren't aware of it, people weren't hip to it, they saw something that they thought was new, and nowadays people have seen so many movies that essentially, they see the copy shit. So
I don't know how much I see where he's going with that, but on the other hand, the vast majority of movies, or at least a very large number of them, use at a base level kind of the same plot points. You got your hero's journey type of a thing, and there are certain things that can get slotted in and out of that type of a story, and that doesn't stop people from really enjoying or even highly rating certain movies just because it's got a similar plot line.
No, I had never heard, or I'm not saying no to you. I'm saying I agree with you, but I had never heard somebody make that argument for Avatar, and I thought it was interesting. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I still err on the side of it's a very derivative film that was sold on a technical achievement, and now that that technical achievement is the standard across the board, what are people going to go see it for?
Exactly.
So I'm glad that we got to talk about that, because Cameron talking about it, giving it the fact that it's a possibility, makes me like him a smidge more, because he's like, might not be the right time anymore for it. So, do you guys want it to end in 3 movies? I'd like it to end in 0 movies and never have existed, but I'll go with 3. Less is always more to me.
I mean, I literally don't. Those movies are just so meh. It could be 3. I don't give a shit. I just, it would be funny if it ends up only being 3. I'm gonna laugh my ass off. I will say that.
If it ends up being 3, I will give him credit for at least admitting, okay, we can only do this. We can only do 3 of these. Like, people aren't interested enough for me to do 2 more.
All right, guys, you were right.
Yeah, its time has passed. So yeah, respect to him if he's actually trying to exercise some foresight there and say, at least making room for the possibility that people are going to be like, yeah, but it's fine. I'm good. I don't need 5 of these in total. So, I mean, I'll probably see it just to be like, okay, so what sets this apart and makes it any different from the first one? Like, do you put any more effort into the story? Or is it just like, okay, so I see pretty CGI, which I can see in a lot of movies, and then just a weak story? Like, I don't know. We'll see. I'm curious enough to go see it because there are days that I get decent discounts at my local IMAX. But beyond that, I'm not like, oh my God, I need to see this movie now. No, the only movies I'm currently, oh my God, I need to see this movie now for are the next 2 installments of Mission Impossible.
I'm ready for that one. That's Mission Impossible somehow took over James Bond as one of my favorite, actually as my favorite espionage franchise. Just all
my favorite film franchise in general. Freaking love it.
It's a good one, man. Since I mentioned the name Bond, James Bond, today is the 10th anniversary of Skyfall, which that was the first Daniel Craig Bond film. Well, let me rephrase that. It was the Daniel Craig Bond film that gave me a little more hope with his tenure as the character, because Quantum of Solace. I know, Dion, we've had our tiffs about it for years, but you liked Skyfall more than Quantum of Solace, right? Or no? Bingo.
Yes, he did.
Well, while he comes,
I fell
back,
asleep in the theater for like 5 minutes during Skyfall, but then again, it was a midnight showing. But to be fair, it was the first time that it ever happened for me at a midnight showing of a film. Quantum of Solace is, man. I have gone back and rewatched Skyfall. It's a good movie, but I can never speak as like a James Bond super fan or anything. Like I enjoy the films. I've seen 3 of the oh my God, why am I blanking on names right now?
Pierce Brosnan?
No, I've seen all the Pierce Brosnan ones. I'm 2 movies behind on the Daniel Craig ones. I haven't seen, what is it? No Time to Die is the final one, and then the one before that was Spectre. Is what that one was?
Yep.
I still haven't seen that one, but no, fuck me, he's the best one.
Connery.
Yeah, Sean Connery. Why the fuck? Okay, I'm retarded. That's fine. I don't know why the hell it was taking me forever to pull that out of my mouth, but yeah, I've seen like 3 of the Sean Connery ones.
Which one?
I honestly can't remember. I wasn't even 12 years old last time I saw one of them.
We'll go back and watch those.
But those, I remember those being good. I remember those being fun. I saw the Pierce Brosnan ones. Enjoyed them well enough. I was a teenager. And then I've never been invested enough in the franchise to be like, oh my gosh, I need to keep up on all of these. And I just felt eventually I'll watch the last 2, and I'll go back and watch the rest of the Sean Connery ones. But Like, I haven't seen any of the Roger Moore ones. So I could remember his name, but I couldn't remember Sean Connery. That's fine. Whatever.
In terms of the okay, so here's the thing: go back and watch the Connerys, watch the Lazenby one, watch Live and Let Die, and A View to the Kill. And if you don't watch any of the other Roger Moore ones, you'll be okay. Watch The Living Daylights. I personally like License to Kill, but if you skip it, whatever, you're fine, and then you're okay. And then don't watch the newest one. You're fine.
Yeah, I might do that, or I'll just binge watch all the Mission Impossible movies again. Like, honestly, those movies are more fun for me. Those are more fun to me. I don't know. They play to my my taste better. I don't have anything against James Bond. I just like, if somebody was like, "Hey, watch the best James Bond movie," or watch Mission Impossible 2, which I think is the weakest Mission Impossible movie, I'm gonna be like, well, I might go with the Mission Impossible 2.
So what you're saying is you never watched GoldenEye.
I actually have watched GoldenEye, and I used to play the shit out of the N64 game.
Then you would say the best James Bond movie over Mission Impossible 2, you'd watch GoldenEye.
I like the character of Ethan Hunt more. And that's fine. You judge me for it. That's fine. I am
right now.
I'm in the company of Bond.
Are you in the Scientology temple right now?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Are they measuring your thetans?
No.
They did bring up Mission Impossible. Yeah, he's got to be one of them.
Tom Cruise is a nut job in real life. However, I respect him in that he has an acting range that people forget, because, to be fair, most of the time he's playing the same character in movies, but then he'll have like that 1 in 10 where it's like, oh shit, Tom Cruise can act. And then he also is never anything but respectful towards fans. He just wants to put out the product, fans to enjoy the product, him to move on with his life to the next product.
Well, that's why I refuse to meet him. Someone's like, yeah, chance to meet Tom Cruise. But like, nope, don't want to meet him. He's been my favorite actor ever since I was a kid. Top Gun's my favorite movie of all time. If I meet him, I might be slightly disappointed. I can't have that.
He is one of the few celebrities where, at least because of his lack of, being like most celebrities these days, I can confidently say I wouldn't mind meeting him, and just like, not even for a long period of time, just like thanking him for consistently putting out entertaining films that have entertained and inspired me since I was a kid. Like, I fell in love with movies because of the first Jurassic Park and because of like the original Mission Impossible and Top Gun. So he played a large part of my childhood and my love for movies. So I would want to just like shake his hand and say, thank you for making some of the most, fun couple-hour romps on film that I've had.
True. And I say that, but if it was like, hey, you get a chance to meet Tom Cruise, okay. And if he's like, hey, it's nice to meet you. You want to go watch Top Gun in this temple over here and then measure your thetans? I'm like, yes, I do. Wait, what? Cool. I'm in. Never mind.
I'd be like, I gotta go walk the cat, but thank you.
Fuck it. I want to get to the heights. Xeno's a douchebag. I agree. Let's go.
I just keep thinking back to all the South Park where he's packing fudge in a closet.
That's true. God. Tom Cruise won't come out of the closet. I don't care if he does. I still love the man. And I will watch Top Gun with him in the fucking temple. I had a bad day.
That hurt my soul. Damn. MILFs of Madison County.
Yeah, that's an amazing overkill 161.
That's a good one.
So, let's check in with the audience, guys, before we talk a little more about our topics tonight. Andrew, have you picked a number yet?
No, sir, I have not.
Well, one between 1 and 69, please.
Let's go 18.
And I need you. And I miss you. And now I wonder.
Thank you, Terry Crews.
He's great.
Terry Crews is fantastic.
I like to follow him on social media because he draws. I didn't realize he was an artist, or such a talented artist. So
Does
That's
he?
my favorite Terry
See,
Crews.
I follow basically no celebrities on social media, especially ones that I like.
So this one's from our friend John Thomas. This is from a minute ago, folks, so thank you for your patience. Jeff, since the rest of the guys are gone, can you tell me how to find horse furries in California so I can hire them to meet for the meetup? They must be able to also do the Buffalo Jeff voice.
Well, if you need horse furries out here, you'll find them everywhere.
So,
wow, what an idiot. Since most of the guys are gone, 3 out of 4 are here. What a dummy.
Well, hold on now. He sent this hours ago, so this is on me, because it was like, I was like, hey, the guys will be here at this point in the show.
I stand by what I said.
Yeah. Hashtag, I like John Thomas. Thanks, John.
Hashtag blame Kendo.
Hashtag blame Kendo. Hashtag free, no, not free Yayo. He's gone. TLJ Screwjob, thank you very much. Just when Mary thinks Jeff couldn't get any dumber with Steiner math button, he goes and totally shows the Karen Danvers button and totally redeems himself. Well, thank you. I love that one. I think I read it twice. Buffalo Jeff, Bone Horse Button, please, asks Cesario Japan. Well, of course, Cesario Japan. We'll get that one queued up right here from our first era of buttons. Here it is.
Hello, Dion.
Sorry, buddy. That happened. Thank you, though, to Cesario Japan. And he says, House Hufflemilf. So, there we go. I like that name. Maybe I'll watch Harry Potter again if that's the prequel.
That's what'll get you into it. that's the trick.
I tried, man. I really did.
That's the magic touch. That's fine. Not every property is for everyone. Even some of the most popular franchises in the world. Look, there are people out there that didn't like Star Wars even before the shitty Disney sequels. That's fine. They can be wrong.
Thank you. The thing is, Harry Potter, I didn't get into it when it was coming out because everyone was so enamored with the books and I was interested in reading other stuff. And so when the movies came out, the movie came out the same weekend as the GameCube, and I was more interested in getting a GameCube than seeing Harry Potter. And
That's
so
fair.
I
didn't even see any of the movies until 2010, I want to say.
Mm-hmm.
I was away at college and by myself. Like, I didn't fly back home for, I think it was like, it was either close to Halloween or close to Thanksgiving. And I didn't fly home. So I had my dorm to myself. I was basically the only one there. And I was like, what the fuck am I going to do right now? Like, I've been playing my DS like most of the afternoon because I'm done with all my school shit. And so I turn on the TV and I'm like, oh, the Harry Potter films are on. I've never seen these, but I'm like, all my friends in school and whatnot growing up were all hot on them. And I was like, all right, I'll try one. So I started watching it, and they were literally just marathoning all of them that weekend. Like, I think all but the last one, so all but the second Deathly Hallows films had come out, and I think that one was supposed to be coming out the following summer or something. And so I just watched all of them that weekend, and then wound up enjoying them well enough that when I got back home to California, that following summer, my bestie and I went and saw the midnight showing of the final one. And I've always enjoyed the movies ever since then. Like, I'll regularly rewatch them, but only recently did I get into the books and just like the franchise and the lore of the world as a whole. And at least for me, there's a lot of stuff that's quite interesting, and I dig it. But I recognize that it's not for everyone.
The thing that I'm most fascinated by with Harry Potter these days is the whole never-ending battle between J.K. Rowling and like people that are offended by what she said. And
yeah.
And I think to myself, okay, fine. Then all these people that want to bitch about her and how she should be taken away or canceled or this or that, do you people realize that you keep supporting Harry Potter and she keeps getting paid? Like, the only way for you people that have a problem with her to stop feeding the beast is to stop watching Harry Potter, because she's going to get a cut. It's her property. You know, oh, she said something offensive.
They're not
to you.
that
Doesn't
smart.
mean dude, and it's so frustrating that people write these goddamn articles constantly. Look, if you have so much of a problem with J.K. Rowling, there's one way to deal with her is to stop talking about her. It doesn't matter. Like, make her like Freddy Krueger, poof, disappear. And if you like her, then continue to watch her stuff and support it. I'm not here to tell you one way or the other, but I find this never-ending battle for whatever you want to call it, social justice, wokeness, whatever it is, like, everyone wants to go after her. Even Daniel Radcliffe's like, oh, I can't be associated with her after this. It's like, that's fine. Just don't talk about Harry Potter.
You're a nobody without Rowling, Radcliffe. I'm sorry. Like, your acting is fine, but nobody really gives a shit about you.
I bet you're still fucking cashing those royalty checks.
Exactly. Well, the funny thing is, I got to give Rowling some credit because she's said stupid shit in the past. She's also said things that I agree with more recently, but a hysterical thing that she did on Twitter. This was a month, maybe 2 months ago, I want to say. Somebody tweeted at her saying, how do you sleep at night knowing that you're like disparaging millions of people, blah 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 blah, something turf, blah blah blah. And her response was a quote tweet saying, I look at my most recent royalty check and I sleep just fine. And I was like, yes, that's the right attitude. Savage.
There's this I don't know, I just find it so fun to watch that. And every time I go to Universal, I see his face plastered everywhere and all the people want to support Harry Potter. Like, just stop. You're making her rich, and it's funny. Trace XL is next, but our friend Adam Wofford says, Dion Black Ass Green sharing a MILF, or shagging at MILF World. I guess you're going to MILF World for your birthday, Dion. He's probably drunk. Trace XL.
I'm sorry, I stepped away for a little bit. What was that?
Adam Wofford just says, Dion, my Black Ass Green, shagging at MILF World.
I can dig it. Fuck yeah. I like that.
Joseph Bienowicz says, Jeff, battle turds, please. Well, of course, Joseph Bienowicz. Ask and you shall receive here on WCB.
So have you ever done DMT?
Well,
Joe Rogan.
You smoke rocks, Joe Rogan? Ooh.
I smoke rocks.
Not anymore, dude. Time to clean up your ass. Trace XL, thank you very much. You got a family, man. You can't be smoking rocks. Off them streets. Trace XL, thank you. He says, Jeff, would you rather take a swanton bomb from Jeff Hardy coming off the Titantron while laid out on the table, or a Kenta Kobashi signature burning hammer while outside the ring? I'm going to go with the swanton bomb.
No, take the burning hammer. There's a chance that Jeff Hardy could be extremely drunk and fuck you up.
That's true. I was like, maybe I want to avoid that. But I'm looking at it, the burning hammer. I know that move. I'm like, but to land on my fucking face outside, on my neck like that, I don't want to do neck injuries or neck bumps. I can deal with a guy falling, 50 feet off the Titantron onto me because you can prepare. You'll know what kind of injuries. And I know Jeff Hardy could be messed up, but nothing with necks. Sorry, dude. If I was ever going to take a real wrestling move, I want to walk. I'm not going to fucking paralyze myself just to be one of the boys. I want more than a hot dog and a handshake. We'll put it like that.
Fair enough.
I mean, I get that, but at the same time, I can't believe you're disparaging draws like that.
Would you take a diamond cutter?
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah. Happily. DDP can come over to my house and diamond cut us all over WrestleMania weekend. Let's make that shit happen.
Yeah. I want diamond cut the shit.
Just don't cut it with fentanyl.
I would like some points and respect for the fact that I said diamond cutter and not RKO.
That's the actual correct name of the move.
Which is effectively a repurposed diamond cutter.
Well, really, I remember being a kid and being like, holy shit, he does a jumping diamond cutter. And then like Jeff and I have been friends for years, and we were at WrestleMania and we were watching Subway War, and we were like, yeah, it's just a jumping diamond cutter. We had like almost said at the same time. I was like, right? He was like, right? This motherfucker, I've been friends with this motherfucker my whole adult life. I didn't know he would do the same shit.
And it's just a diamond cutter.
Dion, that was at WrestleMania out at Santa Clara.
Yep.
And the reason I bring it up is I was out of town this weekend. We stayed in the hotel that was in the same parking lot as that stadium. I was like, damn, man, if we only stayed at this hotel for WrestleMania, we would have had the best fucking time, even though we had an amazing time already.
That was such a great fucking trip.
Be ready for this year, Dion.
I'm fucking excited, dude. It's going to be a whole fucking thing.
Hell yeah. So, up next, after Trace XLs, thank you very much, he says, is TLJ Screwjob. Remember when Mary got a lady boner for Gina Carano? Yes, we do.
Yeah, happened a couple hours ago.
Adama, thank you very much. He says, hey guys, in honor of my birthday tomorrow, happy birthday early, and all 90s kids, who's excited for the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers 30th anniversary special next year? Have you guys heard about this?
I did, dude. I am not. I'm with you, and I am not.
I don't know. Like, I'll be honest. Like, I loved Mighty Morphin Power Rangers as a kid. That was my shit. I didn't keep up with Power Rangers after that, though. I saw like 3 episodes of Zeo, and I was like, yeah, I'm okay.
Same. It wasn't as good. The acting in Power Rangers got worse.
How did it get worse? How is that even possible?
Because
the bar was so low.
It was so fucking bad. But I kept up with it, and you guys aren't wrong at all. But there were some good ass seasons.
Wasn't it like recently on the show that I found out you liked Power Rangers in Space, and we were both like, yeah, that one isn't that bad, because I had gone back and watched it back in '99 when it was on.
Yep.
All right.
See, the only possible thing they could do to make me give a damn about this 30th anniversary Mighty Morphin thing is if it had a heavy focus on Tommy, like on Jason David Frank, and he was being.
I think he's the only one not coming back.
You serious? Well, they just guaranteed me not watching.
That dude's been repping it in the mainstream since then. I should say since his MMA shit kind of dried up because he was old as fuck. But that I if he said it, I guarantee you that motherfucker's lying because he's been repping the Ranger thing.
Well, he did that fan film thing too, didn't he? Wasn't there like a fan project that he was a part of where he played
Bat in the Sun
and Drakon?
Yep, he's Dragon. So he's doing that. Well, it's not officially Saban's Power Rangers, but it's the Bat in the Sun guys.
Yeah.
The, Superpower Beatdown. So he's been working with them and he's been doing that shit. He did an earlier video with them where he was the White Ranger. So like, if he's saying he isn't gonna go, he's trying to sell fucking tickets.
Well, that would literally be the only reason for me to care.
Yeah,
we have it's like Rocky and David Yost and Zach, and that's it. Those are the original Power Rangers that are coming back. So I will, like you, Andrew, I liked Power Rangers the original and gave up after Zeo. But Dion, I did watch a couple of In Space episodes. But Jesus, man, like I consider myself one of those, like, I'm the perfect target demographic for Power Rangers stuff. It's like, oh, the new Mezco figures. I'm strongly thinking about it. Oh, SH Figure Arts got those. Oh, this, that. I watch it every once in a while on Netflix. So, I might watch this like after it comes out, read some reviews. The Power Rangers was such a special time in my life, and every time I put it on, I still feel like I'm a kid. I still get excited. This stuff, it works out great. It's, it's cool. I don't know if I want to see the actors grown up. Like, I saw the picture, and David Yost looks great. He got like hair implants or whatever. They all look good, but they're not the Power Rangers anymore. They're old versions of themselves. They're just these actors that didn't really do much after the show. And I don't know, man. Like, it would be, I don't want to say it in a bad way, but it's almost like sadder to watch them as an old, actors than it would be exciting for me. Cause it's like, yeah, the Power Rangers, some of you are gone. Others of you are retired. Other of you got arrested. So you're not really the full team. It just, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me, but I hope that it's good. And I hope that people out there that are excited for it like it. Cause That's what we want at the end of the day.
Yeah, I hope that at least hardcore. My hope would be that hardcore Mighty Morphin Power Rangers fans watch it and have a great time with it. Like that would just be my hope. I'm ambivalent on it. Like I'm indifferent. I don't really care. If it gets leaked or announced that, you know, Jason David Frank does make an appearance, does do something cool, yeah, all right, I'll check it out. Just because growing up, I was a Green Ranger guy, which was funny. I didn't realize this until many, many years later. Growing up, I was the only one of my friends who my favorite was the Green Ranger. All of my friends would have to fight over the Red Ranger, and I'm just sitting over here like, yeah, I'm chilling, I'm cool. But it wasn't until many years later that I found out that I was an outlier. Like in everybody else's lives, like everybody liked the Green Ranger, and I was like, oh, okay, so I guess I was in the majority.
The Green Ranger was awesome, but I was Team White Ranger. I know it's still Tommy. I know it's the same character or same guy, but like there was something
was
about
it the suit or the tiger?
It was neither. It was the fact that he was always going to be there and be the team leader and not have some convoluted reason that he needed to run off or go shoot a commercial or something like that. Because I get that it's the footage, the Sentai footage. You know, they didn't have a lot of Green Ranger stuff. He dies in the Japanese show, so like I get that. But as a kid, I didn't know that. And so the Green Ranger was awesome. He would show up and then leave. And it was kind of cool, but I wanted the White Ranger who because I liked the character of Tommy. So once he became the White Ranger and was the focus of the show, that's why I had the White Ranger costume and all the toys and all this stuff. That was my Power Ranger for a minute. He was great.
Enough. I liked his sword, and I actually liked the Falcon. That was the only of the Zords that I liked more in the movie than on the show. I liked the Falcon. I liked the Tiger, but I liked the Falcon more. But neither of them could compare to the Dragon Sword for me.
Agreed. I as an adult who still watches the show, for nostalgic reasons, Green Ranger definitely usurps White Ranger every time. Just better storytelling. Yes, it's a kid show. Yes, it's kind of stupid, but there's some effort put in the old Power Rangers. And then as it gets a little more popular, they make it like a hokey kids show, and Saban just goes all in, and it loses a little of what made it special, but it was still the Power Rangers. Now, up next, we have one from our friend Cesario Japan. Thank you very much for your generous super chat. He says, MILF effect. There are several moms in that game series, like the hot Asari Judikur Samara for sisters. Speaking of hot MILF video game characters, Lulu from Final Fantasy X and X2. You know who that is, guys?
Specifically, Lulu in Final Fantasy X, yeah. I would agree with that statement.
Yeah. I had to Google her because I have never played a full Final Fantasy game. I know, right? Terrible.
JRPGs aren't for everybody.
Honestly, they're not for me. If they're maybe action-based? I don't know. Deranged Lunatic, a.k.a. DL, says, Dave Chappelle's The Nagger Family. I won't even try to quote that at all, but go watch it.
You can't.
You've never
we
seen
can't.
It.
Yeah. But it's gold. It's comedy gold.
Goku McDuck, thank you very much. Mary X Tata, a heavenly match. Also, speaking of Mary, she sends in a message that says, that's the closest I'm getting to a mic drop. Have a great show. Segway! Mary, thanks for joining us. Folks, if you missed out, go back and check out the replay of this show after we go and take this one off the air. Xavier to God, thank you very much. Fuck, Marry, Kill. Black Widow and Iron Man 2, The Avengers, and Winter Soldier. That's easy. Marry from The Avengers, fuck from Iron Man 2, and kill Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
What about you guys?
I would have to say in that same order, honestly. I can't argue with that logic.
Nope.
Well, I'm glad we have the same taste in our Scarlett Johanssons, if you will. Also, fuck, Marry, Kill. Lego Indiana Jones, Lego Batman, Lego Pirates of the Caribbean video games.
Oh god, the Lego games are also good
Kill
though.
Pirates.
Yeah.
Marry, Indy, and fuck Batman.
I'll go the same.
Yeah, the Batman ones are a lot of fun though.
What the? I'm still processing the question. Fuck, marry, kill the Lego games?
Yes. Which one would you fuck? Which one do you want to marry? Which one do you want to kill?
Out of Indiana Jones, Batman, and what was the other one?
Pirates of the Caribbean.
Pirates of the Caribbean. I guess I'll say. See, I didn't play the Lego Indy or the Lego Pirates, so I guess I'll say kill pirates, marry Indy, fuck Batman. I guess.
Not a bad choice.
It's hard for me to truly answer that question honestly when I didn't play 2 of the games.
I've only played Lego Indiana Jones, so I'm just going by what I like in terms of franchises the most.
That's fair enough. Maybe I could have made it easier on myself if I'd just done that and not been a dumbass.
I actually have played. I take it back. I played Lego Batman 3. That was pretty good. So, up next we have Darian217 who says the Montreal Screwjob will never die, much like we'll never let that biker be forgotten. Joe Rogan biker, please.
Okay, the biker thing, is still entertaining, but the Montreal Screwjob's been done to fucking death. What more can you say about it?
Did you see that guy accidentally hit that moose with his car?
No.
Holy shit. Jamie, pull that video up.
Oh my god, oh my god. Oh my god.
Brett screwed that biker.
It's his fault, man.
That clip is glorious.
Thank you. Did I ever tell you I made a WCBS shit button where it's like a bunch of clips put together, and I threw that in there, and it's still like it was an AI editing thing, and it knew to keep the part where the guy got hit by the car. Like that is such a great clip. Yeah, I'll play it later if you want. It seriously, it kept that of all the shit. It kept that. I was like, yes,
excellent.
Oh, hey, Shit Pancake, what's up? Yeah, I got a visitor on the show tonight, folks. So, TLJ Screwjob, thank you very much. He says, one of my college assignments was to write about the Hulkster versus Gawker, and if Gawker was right to publish the tape. I argued none of it was their damn business.
So did the court.
Yep. Very happy with that outcome. TLJ Screwjob also says, so Cameron has a 33 1/3 chance of making a good movie.
I would argue that percentage is lower, but that's just me.
Now, guys, this is a fun one. This is like Fuck, Marry, Kill, but different. So this is sell, put over, or squash. Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Kurt Angle.
Oh,
yeah, this is a good one.
Put over or squash. Bret Hart, Kurt Angle. What was the other one?
Shawn Michaels.
Shawn Michaels.
So because I'm just gonna go first because Jeff knows why I'm gonna go this way, but give me push Kurt. What was the other one? It was push, sell, and what?
Squash.
Ooh, push Kurt, squash, HBK, and sell Hitman away.
All right, I'm going to sell Kurt Angle. I'm going to put over Bret Hart, and I'm going to squash HBK only because for the majority of my watching of HBK, until he got good again and became a nice person, which was well after I stopped watching wrestling, he was a giant douchebag. So that's how I'm going to make that decision.
That's fair enough. I'm gonna say sell Kurt. Yeah, I'll squash. I'll squash Shawn Michaels, and I gotta put over the best there is, best there was, and best there ever will be.
Yeah.
So I will. This is tough, but I think I'll sell Shawn Michaels because he's my favorite of these three. But I think they're all great legends. So I'll put over Kurt Angle and squash Bret Hart because Kurt Angle's an American hero. And Bret Hart shits on America and wipes our flag with his nose. So,
he only did that in those promos.
I'm still hurt.
You weren't even watching wrestling when that was going on.
Irrelevant. I was watching by 1999, maybe not 97.
And he was already in WCW getting his head kicked into Rose Ed by Goldberg.
Fair. It was a great one, TLJ Screwjob. That was a really great question. Folks, if you can top that, please do. Goku McDuck, thank you very much for your super chat. He says, Kentai Collection and Azure Lane are Japanese concepts where sea ships become cute girls. Maybe James Cameron is into them.
That's a distinct
I mean, that
possibility.
would be more reasonable than just jerking off to a ship because it's a ship.
Yeah.
Now, I had to pull up a picture of this show because manga and anime have some crazy concepts, and then you see them and you're like, oh, those are real. Now, every once in a while, I catch One Punch Man and I'm into it. And then I see something like this and I'm like, all right, women become ships. And they walk on water. It's kind of cool looking, actually.
Transformers.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a concept.
More than meets the eye.
That's for sure.
Well, I might have to check this one out later, just for fun.
Just for research, right?
Yeah.
And he's muted.
And there goes Jeff.
Yeah, we lost Jeff. Don't know what we're supposed to do about that.
Well, there you go.
There you are. Was it Chip Pancake?
Am I back? There we go.
Yes, you are back.
It was Shit Pancake. I love this cat, but yes, his tail knocked out the microphone.
Nice. Good job, cat.
Yeah, Shit Pancake, you're a good boy. Now, Darian217 says the RMS MILF-tanic, a James Cameron love story.
Damn.
Could Ninja Lawyer Steve make that into a poster for us?
Sure he could.
I bet.
Darian217, this is a good question. We'll see if we can make this happen, because I'd love to. GoldenEye came out on November 17th, 1995 in the U.S. 17th is also my birthday. Happy early birthday. Any chance we might do a drunk watch stream next Thursday on the 17th? Thursday after that Turkey Day, hence no WCBS. We should at least work some GoldenEye stuff in. I wouldn't mind doing, making that happen. I need to watch GoldenEye.
GoldenEye, a 27-year-old retrospective.
Gosh, I haven't seen that movie in... Gosh, when did I last see that movie?
Not recently enough.
No. It's been at least 15 years.
Dude, once you watch it again, you're going to go, why did I wait 15 years to watch this? It's the best modern Bond movie.
I will question my life decisions. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, you will one day.
Probably.
Yeah.
I've already questioned some of them.
Yeah, why haven't you watched GoldenEye recently? I get it.
That is the exact one I was thinking of, Jeff. Thank you.
But Darian217, thank you for reminding me to talk about the schedule real quick. Yes, Thursdays are our podcast day, so we will not have a show on Thanksgiving. We never do. I might throw up an old rerun or something fun for you guys to check out if anyone's going to be full of turkey and tired afterwards and they need some WCBS. Oh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
Just throw up the whole trilogy, too.
Just tell me the episode names. What I need to do is I need to get a listener out
66, 97, and 99, I believe.
Damn, dude, I forgot you were the biggest fan of this show back then, and then you became a member.
Yeah. Members only.
We got to get those jackets.
We do.
Xavier to God, thank you very much. He says, why is Star Wars better than Star Trek, Lord of the Rings, and Harry Potter? Well, for me, Star Wars is better than those franchises because I'm not going to say it's more realistic, but the fantasy element isn't as obtrusive. Meaning, Star Wars is in space, but it feels like they use the space versions of our real world stuff. So it's they use pistols and rifles and cars. The Landspeeder looks like a floating car. The X-Wing looks like an airplane. There are these things in Star Wars that I like, at least, where I can identify with them, even though it's a galaxy far, far away. Also, too, the language of Star Wars. They do talk about, hyperdrive motivators and this and that, but it's also like less weird than like magical spells or Expelliarmus or whatever the fuck these people scream. Like, yeah, people say may the force be with you. That's kind of like a normal thing. Like, it's not a crazy thing to say, but spells, incantations, crap like that just don't do it for me. Also, too, for example, the characters in Harry Potter are kids that I don't really care about because I don't like properties about kids. I'm too old for that. Even when I was that age, I wasn't worried about the teenage adventures of Harry Potter. I was like, what was it? I was into wrestling and Spider-Man and stuff where the characters were a little older than I was. So that really is it, man. I can't get into stuff I couldn't back then about kids. And then I fell asleep watching Lord of the Rings in theaters, and I like the original Star Trek quite a bit.
That's fair enough. I mean, I love Star Wars, specifically the 6 movies, and then just about everything that's related to the Old Republic, because that's actually where the bulk of my Star Wars knowledge and love comes from. However, my first true love in storytelling was Tolkien, and I have no love of storytelling as a whole if it wasn't for Tolkien. Because I read The Hobbit when I was, I don't know, 9, maybe 8. And I had read the Chronicles of Narnia books just before that. So fantasy is also more my genre than sci-fi, even though I love sci-fi. That's like saying I love pie, but I love apple pie more than cherry pie, but I love them both type of a thing. So I get what you're saying with how the immersion works for you in terms of, the language they use, certain things that we can easily use as allegory or relate to things in our real world. But I have to pick Lord of the Rings over that, even though I love Star Wars.
So, Lord of the Rings is last because they're boring as shit. Harry Potter, it came out when I was in high school, so I didn't really get into it because I was into other things like, women. And then I'd say Star Trek and Star Wars, even though Star Wars has ruined, lately has ruined a lot of it for me. But I would pick, that's my order.
It's a good order, a new world order even.
Yeah, for life.
Also, there was a fuck, marry, kill attached. Spider-Man 2, X2, and Blade 2. Andrew, you go first.
Spider-Man 2, X2, and Blade 2. Oh, wow. That's hard. I like all those movies. But marry Spider-Man 2, fuck X2, and I guess I'm going to have to kill Blade 2.
That would be my
I'll
pick.
follow that.
I guess. That's one of those things. It's like you had to give me stuff that I like all of them. What the hell?
That's the dilemma of Xavier to God's Messages.
That's the fuck, marry, kills. Yeah, see, the fuck, marry, kills used to be really easy because there was an easy kill.
Yeah.
But the listeners have become more sentient, and they're rising up against
more sentient.
And they are really striking back a lot lately with some really good ones that create some serious dilemmas.
They do. But I like that. It makes the show more interesting.
Right.
So we're going to take a moment and check back in with you guys in a few. But I wanted to bring this up real quick since it's in the title. Disney in the toilet. Have you guys seen how going for Disney right now?
No.
Yeah, didn't they lose like $1 billion on their streaming service?
I know that their stock has been steadily dropping, and I know that they've been losing money in other aspects, but I don't know the exact scope of how bad it is. Did we have a crisis with the cat again? Is that what happened? A lot of the numbers stuff I get from a buddy of mine, Valiant Renegade. He does a lot of this pop culture coverage, but he covers it strictly from a financial perspective because he's a finance guy, and so I get a lot of those hard number data data bits from him.
I enjoy them too, especially the stuff they talk about with the insider stuff about like toys over at WDW Pro as well. Yeah, I like Valiant Renegade quite a bit. Good dude. Had him. We've streamed multiple times together.
Yeah, he's great.
So, I had cut out. I don't remember exactly what I was saying, where I was, but yeah. So, just they're down so much money, and do you think all these places jumped ahead to streaming too quickly? Or do you think it was
How
the
much
right
did they
time?
specifically lose on Disney Plus?
Let's see. At $1.5 billion they lost between Disney Plus and Hulu. So let's see what else we can get.
Wow.
Damn.
So they still haven't, as I understand, they still haven't made their money back from purchasing Star Wars yet. So that's another gigantic addition in the red.
Well, I have good news. They're going to announce a price hike for Disney Plus. Oh, they already have announced a price hike for Disney Plus.
Oh, yeah, that got announced, yeah.
Aren't you excited to pay more money for crap?
No, I haven't paid for Disney Plus since they fired Gina Carano, so I wouldn't know.
That's fair.
I canceled it that night and haven't looked back.
So while we're on the topic of Disney Plus briefly, Dion, they announced an Indiana Jones television show, and the main character is Abner Ravenwood.
Huh.
So, folks, if you don't know what that means, that's going to be a young Indiana Jones following him and his mentor, Abner Ravenwood, and a very young Marion. I wonder how they're going to handle that relationship. Are they actually going to touch that? Because it's weird. That's the one part of Indiana Jones.
That's what I'm saying. That's... Yeah, man. I don't know. I'll say it. I'll admit it's got me curious, dude. I'll admit it's got me curious.
I just don't like what they're gonna do. And people in the chat are talking about Indiana Jones 5 gonna look like Indiana Jones 4. Or sorry, make number 4 look like a masterpiece. I don't.
Probably.
I can't handle Indiana Jones 5.
I'm good with the 3 movies. I'm good with just acknowledging the 3 movies, and that's it.
So we're going to acknowledge our last topic, and then we're going to close this show because it's been a fun show, but we don't want to go on for 7 hours tonight. So let's not go on for 7 hours tonight. Sorry, folks. We'll give you 7 hours worth of content very soon. But we love to talk about the 90s a lot, actually. What would you guys say is the thing you miss most about 90s entertainment? Like, what sensibility? Like, I love some of these just, like, action movies where, like, cops have no disregard for anything. I just love how, like, you watch, like, Rush Hour. They don't give a fuck what they do. They can blow up half the city block.
I love that shit. I might watch that movie before bed now just because you brought it up, because I love that movie. Chris Tucker is fucking gold.
Dude, I'm a fan. Dion and
he might be one of my all-time favorite actors just because of how damn talented and entertaining that dude is when he's on screen.
Oh yeah. This is a Chris Tucker household for sure.
That's good. That's a good thing. That's a positive. Don't ever be ashamed of that.
Yeah, Money Talks, man. That's his best movie.
That guy is so freaking talented. It's hysterical. Yeah,
oh yeah.
There are a couple of things. So on the serious side, I miss entertainment that was just universally enjoyed and wasn't trying to cater to one demographic or another. People
wasn't going to see the movie anyway.
Yeah, we just enjoy the entertainment. You know, it was like people are modern entertainment empires act like, you know, they're fighting back against racism and sexism and all this stuff. What the hell are you talking about, man? In the 90s and 80s, we had black heroes, we had female heroes, we had all this shit, and nobody batted an eye. We just watched it and had fun and enjoyed it. Like, quit acting like you're doing something new. You're doing something that's already been done, except you're doing it worse. Like, I miss just having fun entertainment that wasn't trying to preach to me. And then being a comic book guy, I miss '90s comic books, at least the ones that didn't suck, because there were plenty that sucked. Looking at you, Clone Saga and Clone Conspiracy. But the art was just like, that was when comic book art really popped off. You could make an argument for late 80s, sure, but in the 90s, that's when there were some new methods and tools that artists got their hands on, and we wound up seeing this explosion of art that just really jumped out of the page for me. And we also got some really good indie stuff in the 90s. Like we got Darkness and Witchblade, and Cyberforce, and all these other things. And 90s was just a superior time in entertainment for me overall.
The thing I miss most about the 90s is not having to pay bills or have responsibilities. I was between the ages of 7 and 17 in the 90s, and that's what I miss the most.
I miss my lack of responsibility as well.
I know. It was so much better. It's like, I got to get up and go to work, because if I don't, I can't pay for all this shit that I have to have.
See, I like having a job and making money. I don't like having to give that money to the government or to anyone else for bills. So I feel you.
What's sad is at this point, the government, I don't like giving the money to the government either, but that's a small percentage of the money I have to give each week. But yeah, no, like I started playing Ocarina of Time the other day for the first time.
Oh, good damn game.
And I remember when I played it for the first time back in the days of no bills and responsibilities, and the wonder and the excitement and the sadness of completing the game and knowing the adventure was over. And I'm playing it again. I'm like, yeah, I remember this. Oh, I remember, this and whatever. And it's just like, just watching the title screen, copyright 1998. I'm like, I miss 1998 when life was so much simpler and easier. And here it is, 2022, where it's none of those things. Fuck. Whatever.
Dude, I turned on Ocarina of Time last night for the first time in years because Jesse's like, hey, I really want to play all these new Mario Kart levels. And I'm like, well, we'll get the expansion pack and the year subscription to Nintendo.
Totally worth it.
Yeah, it was.
That's good value. Great. That's good value.
Yeah, for $48, I was like, all right. And so we played all the Mario Kart levels, and we played Mario Kart 64 for a while. And then she fell asleep, and I started to play Ocarina of Time. I was proud of myself. I got from the start of the game through the Great Deku Tree in under 20 minutes. And I mean, like, through it as I beat the Queen Goma. And then I turned it off because I got to the castle, and I ran all the way up to the castle, and I ran into Talon, but I forgot you have to go down to the gate and get the bottle of milk and pour it out for him to wake up and run back. So I'm like, I'm too tired to go back and do all this shit. But I think I could beat Ocarina of Time and out of my memory. Oh God, I would need to look up some stuff. But I could get through a chunk of the game in probably a couple of days. It's not as hard as it used to be. It definitely as much as that game is great, doesn't hold up as well. Meaning
extremely easy to at least get to the point where you're in a young adult Link in a day.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say the water temple does not cause me any problems anymore. That being said, it took me playing the game through. This is, I think, my 12th or 13th time playing it through in the better part of 24 years. So once every 2 years. And the last time I played through it, I was drunk off my ass and was able to just beat the water temple with no problems. So that's how you know you're really, truly great at something, when you can do it drunk. It's like the Babe Ruth effect. You can get hammered and blast a couple of home runs, and everyone's like, fuck, that guy's awesome. So the other day I did it sober for the first time in a couple of years, and I'm like, water temple. I was like, what's the one part? Oh, that's right. When the fucking water level goes up to 2, that thing comes up, and you got to go down underneath it and go get that key. That's where people keep forgetting to do. So, like, folks, if you're listening, when you play the water temple, the key is go in, lower the level to 1, work your way through that, raise it to 2. But when you raise it to 2, there's this platform that raises up, and it unveils an area that you can go down in, and that's where you can get a key that will help you progress through the temple much easier.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess had a really great water temple, maybe the best.
I don't remember that one. Maybe I'll.
The design of it was cool. I'll definitely give it that.
Maybe I'll play that again when I go back to Camp Kendo, or I'll just keep playing college football.
I've got that one on my PC. I've got
Twilight Princess?
I've got Breath of the Wild, Twilight Princess HD, and Wind Waker HD all emulated on my PC.
Ooh, nice. I love Twilight Princess. I'm hoping Nintendo re-releases that for the Switch soon.
I hope so as well as Wind Waker. I'd like to have all the 3D Zeldas available on one console.
Yes, I would love to buy those games again for a third time.
Yeah, I'll do it. Shit, I'll 100% complete them again. I've 100% completed Twilight Princess and Ocarina of Time on every console it's been available on, whether it was digitally or physically.
Oh, I didn't realize you were such a diehard Zelda fan. We should have
That's
got
my
to this
favorite
conversation earlier.
That's my favorite video game franchise, actually.
Oh yeah,
one of mine too, man. I have an NES cartridge-shaped Legend of Zelda mug that I drink out of every once in a while.
That's
Gold
awesome.
as well.
Yeah, man. Zelda followed by Pokemon and Tomb Raider. Those are my top 3 video game franchises.
I played all of those when they were new. Well, not Zelda because I wasn't born yet, but when Tomb Raider and Pokemon came out, I was there in the beginning. They were fun. So, what else is it? I was talking about the 90s. It was used as a transition to bring up this list that I wanted to share because, we love to talk about what could have been. But I just want to ask you guys if you remember any of these movies. So we're going to talk about some 90s films that failed to get a sequel, and some people thought they should. So basically, to speed this up, I'll name the film, and you tell me if you think it should have got a sequel, and if you like the film. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Yep.
Fire away.
All right, so Wing Commander.
No.
Do you like it?
No.
No.
I do like it, but doesn't need a sequel.
I don't think I've seen that movie. All right, so up next we have the Super Mario Brothers movie. I don't think it needed a sequel.
No, definitely did not need a sequel.
Sorry, which one?
Super Mario Brothers.
Oh, God, no. That movie didn't need to get made even once.
Correct.
After that is another video game movie, Street Fighter.
Yes, I want a sequel to that.
Sequel? No, I can't. No, not a sequel to that.
At this point, when it first came out, I hated it. Now, as a grown adult, staring down the barrel of middle age, it's a guilty pleasure, but it definitely does not need a sequel.
It can exist on its own in infamy. It doesn't need a sequel.
Here's another one. Dion. I think I'm gonna play for Dion right here. Dion wants a sequel to this film. Wild Wild West.
Oh,
hell yes. Hell yes.
Mm-mm.
I didn't like that movie.
No,
Nobody liked it. I loved it, and it needs a sequel.
I just and around the time that came out, I really loved most of the Will Smith movies that were coming out. I was huge on the MIB movies. I grew up watching Fresh Prince, but that movie didn't do it for me. Well, maybe it's because I don't also give a shit about Westerns for the most part. That might be part of it.
That's heresy
fair.
on this channel.
I don't give a shit about Westerns, and I'm not much of a post-apocalyptic guy either. I'm sci-fi and fantasy is my realm, unless it's like spy shit.
Well, this is a film that's more in your realm, but I don't want a sequel to this. Dick Tracy.
Oh, okay.
I do still love that movie. Yes, I'd say a sequel. You can make it a little bit better, but then a sequel.
Yeah, no, I love that movie, and you could definitely do a sequel with it had you not put every fucking character in the first movie. But yeah,
exactly.
Totally. I bought that on DVD like a month ago. I was at a store in the mall here, and they still have a video store in there, and I went in there, and they had Dick Tracy on DVD for like $5. I'm like, yes, done, sold.
I'd buy that, or I'd watch that movie in like super high resolution because the picture, the colors would pop. Like that movie artistically is wonderful. The makeup work, the costumes, the set, it is really something else. But it's just, I watched it as a kid. I had the toys, had the books. I was big into the franchise or the film Dick Tracy, but never. I don't need any more. I wouldn't mind a remake or like a new Dick Tracy film. something a little more hard-edged, but, that's that. All right, the next film on our list is Lost in Space. Ugh, I would not want a sequel to that piece of shit.
No to both.
I want a sequel to that. It was not a good movie, but I remember loving the toys. Even though the movie wasn't good, loving the movie, that goofy ass soundtrack. Was
that the one with John Hurt?
Huh? Yep.
That was one with John Hurt, right?
Yep.
I enjoyed it well enough, but that was when I was a kid, and like looking back on it, you're right. It's not a great movie.
It really, really is.
I enjoyed it well enough when I was a kid.
And you had another evil English Jew. What's his name?
Gary Oldman.
Yeah, evil Gary Oldman. Give me that shit. Have no fear.
Was that Gary Oldman?
That was Gary Oldman.
Holy balls!
Well,
I didn't remember that at all.
Yeah, he was Dr. Smith. I like the Lost in Space TV show, but that movie, no thanks.
Yeah, it's not good. And you mean the original, not the Netflix one?
Yeah, the original, of course. Never Netflix. Here we go, guys. Another classic that some people wanted a sequel for, The Shadow.
No.
The Shadow. You talking like the precursor to Batman?
Yeah, the one.
Yeah. Why not?
Now, Dion, I'm going to speak for you again on your birthday, because there's still a couple hours left out here for your birthday. The Phantom. You definitely want a sequel to this movie.
Fuck yeah.
Bet your ass.
Thanks there, Theo. Christmas is the time of miracles. Here's another film from the 90s that I'll speak for Dion again. You would want a sequel to Judge Dredd.
Absolutely.
Totally.
The one with Carl Urban? Fuck yeah.
No.
Oh, we're talking.
He means Sylvester Stallone.
Oh, I have not seen it. Haven't seen it. I couldn't speak on it. I do maintain my stance though that I would want a sequel to the one that had Carl Urban.
Same. Sign me up for that one, dude.
I am the law.
All right, so 2 more films on this list. Would you guys want to see a sequel to The Rocketeer? For as much as I liked that movie back in the day, I don't want a sequel.
No,
one off is fine.
The only way I would want a sequel to that movie, because I remember that movie pretty fondly, would be if they actually honored the first film in making the sequel. None of this making it with modern sensibility bullshit. Like, do it and it basically feel like that original movie, but with like modern days, visual effects, and leave it like that. I'd be good with it. But I see you, Disney, and I don't trust you, Disney, so you can fuck off and die.
And then finally, this is a movie that we thought would have happened many years ago, and it's kind of getting a reboot, but it never got a sequel. That 90s film is Spawn.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry you didn't get what you wanted.
I would actually really like a super dark, highly produced sequel to Spawn that wasn't shit. Because I think that you could make that character look so freaking good with modern tech. But I don't think most studios out there have the wherewithal to do what needs to be done to make that good. And that makes me sad because that's something I'd actually want to see. So I guess in a roundabout way, that's me saying, yes, I would like a sequel to it. But the caveat being, just like what I said with The Rocketeer, like, do it well, do it right. And I would actually be excited for that. Because that Spawn is 90s as fuck. And I would be here for it if it was done by people that gave a damn.
Well, we're going to have... I saw online how Jamie Foxx is going to play Spawn in the reboot, and Jamie Foxx is the same age as Michael Jai White, so it's not like they're really getting a younger actor this time around.
No.
Exactly.
Now, guys, we've reached the. Oh, good.
I was just gonna say I would prefer them just at that point keep the original actor.
Same.
And I like I like Jamie Foxx a lot as an actor actually, but I don't see him as Spawn.
What about a Black Dynamite sequel? Do we want that? Because I totally do.
Yep.
Damn right.
I do. Well, guys, we've reached the end of that list. We're going to check with the audience one more time, and then we're going to put this baby to bed. So, since I've asked everyone else for a number for the button, I think I'll pick one. What do I want to see? Mary's not here for any more Scott Steiner. So, I'm going to go with something very short.
Hello!
Frickin' Robin Williams.
I love that movie. So, Xavier to God, thank you very much for these last two messages. First off, who wins in a 5-on-5 Survivor Series match? Team Raw, which features HBK, Triple H, Cena, Orton, and Jeff Hardy, or Team SmackDown, Taker, Kane, Batista, Edge, and Rey Mysterio?
Team Raw, because Lal Cena wins.
Give me SmackDown.
I can't vote for John Cena. Freaking 5 moves of doom.
You're not a part of the C Nation?
No, I'm not. I'm in the fuck you Cena.
Somebody's not been eating their Fruity Pebbles. They've been eating Brand X.
He freaking comes out looking like a big fat box of Fruity Pebbles every single time he comes out of the back.
Well,
he looks like he got shot out of Barney the Dinosaur's anus.
All right, Rock. Now we're going. Anytime you can shit on John Cena on this channel, I'm very happy.
I got you.
Depending on when this is, which it seems like this would be about around 2005, I think this is up to almost anybody. Because I know Cena and Orton and Triple H and Shawn Michaels have like the titles underneath them, but Undertaker's a legend, and at this era, this is really a crapshoot. Personally, I want to see Team Raw win because I like Shawn Michaels and Randy Orton and Jeff Hardy. But Team SmackDown, well, fuck. Actually, the only person I don't like on Team SmackDown is Rey Mysterio, so that's a topic for another time. But I'll go Team Raw. And then finally, we have a fuck, marry, kill: IGN, Screen Rant, and CBR.
Oh, okay. Kill comment.
Fuck, dude.
Kill them all.
There's no way I'm getting away with it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. I'm going to have STDs and cancer, and I'm not. Fuck, man.
Kill comic book rant. Marry Screen Rant because they. No. Okay. Fuck Screen Rant because they occasionally have something that's not fucking stupid. And then you marry IGN, not for anything new, but you can go and look up their old video game walkthroughs for games that you haven't played in a really long time.
That's a good point.
And so, yeah, you marry IGN because of their old shit. You fuck Screen Rant because occasionally they come up with something really good, and then you kill CBR because they're just trash.
Yep. Marry IGN because you remember how she looked when she was younger. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go with the same thing. I guess fuck Screen Rant, kill CBR. I can't. They no respect. They deserve zero respect.
Yeah, I'll do the same.
You don't even get a hate fuck. You get to die.
We did have one more pop in from Wander. What's up, Wander? We hung out with Wander down in Texas. Do you think we could get a Sonic cameo in this Spawn sequel like we did in the comics? Or maybe Spawn makes a cameo in the Sonic 3 movie?
Keep them separated.
Yeah, keep them separated. I've actually been pretty pleased with the Sonic movies so far. I'm not going to lie. Those have been some of the most fun times I've had in theaters in recent years. As somebody who grew up a pretty big Sonic fan, I'm happy with them. Like I went to theaters. I saw them, opening night both times. I had a good time. I was like, yeah, I'll definitely watch those again.
So I think we've reached the end of the show. I would keep them separated, but I would see a Sonic 3 and I would see a Spawn movie. So
agreed.
Now, since Darian217 had a request how we can close out this show, that'll be the button that we use to end tonight's episode. But before we do go, is there anything you'd like to say, Andrew? Where can everyone find you on the internet?
Check me out over on Twitch at Caffeinated Wolf. You can also find me on Twitter at you can just type Caffeinated Wolf into the People's search bar. You'll find me there. Or you could type my Twitter handle, which is on my name card there, which is harder for most people to pronounce because it's Old Norse. But yeah, check me out over there. And you can find me here on Tuesday nights for Le High Council. Hail to the High Council.
Yes, hail to the High Council. Folks, join us every Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we get into all of our cape shit and all of our geek culture, as well as some of the more topical, poignant things. And we have new guests every week, so we're working on a fun guest list. All you guys got to do is send in requests, too. If you have somebody that you want to see on the show, ask. We always leave the door open for the audience to make suggestions, but if you guys don't want, we'll take care of it. Don't worry. We got names, lists, and ideas for shows, so be on the lookout for that. Dion, my friend, it is your birthday. Would you like to say anything else before we go?
Any rumors of my demise are greatly exaggerated. Stay black, y'all.
Thanks, Brian.
Oh, and shout out to Diane. It's her birthday too. Twin sister. All that.
It's funny how that works.
Kinda.
Yeah. Oh, we're both born on the same day. We got our same birthday. Hoo.
He's got the same
Coach.
Well, not everyone knows I have a twin sister, silly bones.
Yeah, no, but seriously, happy birthday to the Greenies.
Kendo, is there anything you'd like to say before we put this baby to bed?
No.
All right. Well then, folks, thank you for watching us. I'll have a video out for Saturday. Make sure you guys check out all the backlog of content and tell everyone about us. We'll be back next time with more. But in the meantime, folks, be smart, be safe, be cool, but always be excellent to each other.
.com.
Remember, Sally, when I promised to kill you last?
That's right, Major. You did.
I lied.